WWE fucking released so many talent, so much talent this week.
List.
It's so many like names that make no sense because they were literally just on TV. It's heartbreaking. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Beard Bros Breakdown Podcast. My name is RedBeard. Joining with me, as always, is my co-host Krodok. And today,
Nice roll of the R. Damn.
I took 2 years of Spanish, and I can do it forever now. But today, guys, we are going to be predicting the Backlash 2025 match card. Can't wait for that. Hopefully, we can finally get a fucking title on us. Because the
Yeah.
PWC Championship is on the line. But before we get into anything, how was your week, buddy?
Kind of ass, I'm be honest. It was like, my week sucked, okay, everybody? And here's why. Because I accidentally deleted, like, 300,000 important files. And then I had to go and do a bunch of shit. It took forever, anyway. So that happened. But also, I started playing The Witcher 3, and it's kind of awesome, bro. I understand why people say it's an awesome game. I understand now.
I got
Understand it
to.
now.
I believe. I don't know. I think it's on Game Pass. I could probably get that version, but I also think it's on PS. But we know with PS, you don't keep those games and now they're Game Pass. But I think it's on yeah, I think it's on Game Pass. I could probably get it from there. I've never played any of them, but I always hear that they praise The Witcher 3. What about 1 and 2? Why does 1 and 2 never get any
I think it's
love?
just because they're old. I don't know, but I've only played Witcher 3.
Is it like a
Like,
Baldur's
the
Gate 3 thing where it's like they came out in like the 80s or something, or the 90s? Like they're so old. Like,
no, but I did hear rumors, or I think no, never mind. Apparently, in 2022, it was announced that they're making the first Witcher game. They're making a remake for that, but that was 2 years ago, and we've had no news since. So
yeah,
I
they
don't
could
know.
make like a remake trilogy since if the first two were like old, and I guess they don't have the source code anymore to like port them. Because the only thing I'm getting seen ported is, you know,
Witcher
the
3.
third one, and then obviously the
Yeah.
third one was remade. So it's like,
I
I
think it's
mean,
because the third one is when like they really got super popular and it hit the success just because 3 is so good.
yeah, they were just like, yeah, we'll just make this one, and that's it.
Plus, the glitches and the memes really helped it out at the time. So,
Yeah, yeah. I guess it just makes it easier for them, but
but yeah, I was looking at the studio who made Witcher, and it was actually shocking to me. They've only made 2 game series in
CD Project
their
Red,
entire
yeah,
run.
Cyberpunk and
Yeah,
Witcher, yeah. They
yeah,
wanted
that's
to try something
crazy.
new, and then like it didn't have a great, start obviously, but I mean it's doing great now. And then they even have like the Edge Runner show, and then Phantom Liberty, and then like there's like a rumor out there that they're working on something else because I
Oh
know they're
yeah, there's a
not
rumor they're
done.
working on their first original project because Witcher and Cyberpunk are based off other things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a rumor they're working on their first original project,
Shall
which
see
is
if
interesting.
it's good then, but
Yeah.
I guess my week really wasn't. My weeks mostly are boring. Like my week really begins when I'm off work. When I'm not working and I'm getting to do things at home and working on videos and gaming, that's when my week starts. I really can't just say like, "Oh yeah, I had this much on my route yesterday. This is how much I had." I can't like just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Well, I had 35 packages. It's like, oh, no one cares. I mean, it's a great job, but it's like, I yeah, it's mainly just working. That's always what it is. Like, hey, how you been, man? No, just working. That's like literally when you get older, you'll
Yeah.
feel that, dude. That's all you've been doing. Um, but
I mean, I already feel that, dude. I feel like everything I do is work,
well, you're
but
putting the grind into your videos and stuff. You're working on that, and this,
Yeah, I forgot to release one for NXT, but also I barely watched
hey,
it. I half watched it while
don't
playing
feel
something.
pressured. Don't feel the pressure.
So
Sometimes I do because
yeah.
I'm like, man, I could have put out that. I had a Lilo and Stitch video planned, and I scrapped that. I had
Wait,
a
you
plan.
scrapped a Lilo and Stitch
I
video?
was going to review it because,
Mm.
I'd like to review stuff, and, I'm putting out as we speak. By now this is out, my GTA 6 trailer 2 review will be out. So, I did something on that at least cuz I like to, not make this the only video on my podcast,
Yeah.
but that's just been my week. But if you want to go ahead and get to the recap, or you have anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I think a good thing from me is that I just finally started making more content. Like, because for a long
Hell yeah.
time I was just kind of floating. I was like, when do I actually start doing the stuff I want to do? And now I'm starting to do like a bunch of my own content where, if you guys don't know, I'm doing reviews of at least Raw and SmackDown every week after the show. Like an hour or two after the show is done, I release a video like talking about it and stuff. So yeah, but
Yeah, man, y'all give him some love because, like, I mean, he's, I get it. He's not, if you look between us, we are different in, our audience, but like, we're definitely the same audience now. Like, wrestling is both of us, but he also plays various games. Like, show him some love. Like, he has really good content. It's some of the content may be a little bit longer than you can, muster, but like, he really has interesting content over there. So, um, but I guess we can. Oh yeah, also I would say like also I've beginning my return to music as well. I'm already
hell
starting
yeah,
on the thing.
promote that shit.
Yeah, because I think I didn't put out I put out a trailer for next year's uh project I'm working on, but I have not put out anything for this one because it's not fully done. I won't do that until it's fully done. But I have a slated release date for this upcoming album. It's The Resurgence 3, The Final Rave. It's part 3 of my instrumental series, The Resurgence 1 and 2. This is the third and final one. I'm still going to be working on, instrumental music and stuff, maybe in vocals, but like here and there. Because my craft is more in my instrumentals more than anything. Um, like I can sing, but sometimes like putting vocals onto that is a lot more work than you think. Also, being the person who writes the lyrics, produces my stuff, I'm all a one man band, Heath Slater. But it's just like it's a lot. But like the instrumental, as much as I do take time on it, it still takes a lot of time. Like I think the one beat I worked on last week took me like 3 hours. It's just because I want to make sure it sounds good. But the album is slated to release around the fall. Would have been crazy. It could have released the same time as GTA 6. We'll get into that soon, but yeah, it's gonna be part
Yes,
3, and when it's completely finished, I'll start throwing out teaser trailers and stuff, release dates. But I'm trying to hopefully release it around the same time my first ever album released, which um this coming fall will be 5 years since I've been making music. So whoop whoop anniversary.
let's go.
And I off and on relationship with it because I've stopped and started and gone and but yeah,
Yeah,
it will be
y'all
the
better go check his music out. Do
it's
it
good stuff
right
if you
now.
like dance music. Yeah, fucking get on that shit. But like, it's good music. Like, if you like instrumental, like this works. Like I have like some people have told me it's like works for like gym music, even background gaming music. Like it works for people and like so go check that out sometime in the fall. Stay tuned. I'll be posting up updates in the server, obviously. But yeah, fall 2025, baby, the Resurgence 3. But
Woo!
now we're going to get into our recap for this week, starting with SmackDown. Do you want to take the reins on this one?
Yeah.
Roman
I don't
Reigns? No.
remember anything except
Oh,
for Aleister Black.
well,
But listen, Aleister Black, I love Aleister Black. That's all I have. I'll be honest. I think you know what? I have a
yeah,
bigger issue to
he
discuss
faces the
here.
Miz, and obviously he gets a he defeats him. I mean, obviously it's Aleister Black's return. Obviously, you're not going to make the man look like a jobber or lose. I mean, I think it was a formidable opponent. I don't think. I think that's just like they're getting their like way back in. He's obviously going to definitely have a feud at some point. Um, I don't know who he could potentially feud with. Maybe it is going to be the Miz, which the Miz is a great like superstar. So like, I mean, he's a great
Yeah.
wrestler. Um, I mean, I don't think it sucks. People were like complaining. And I think it's a really good way to start off. I mean, you got Rusev. He's feuding with Alpha Academy. Like they're trying to make these guys look like beasts when they already are, and it's like they're definitely going to put their foot in the door and get their way back up somewhere where there's a bigger
I like
feud
it.
going on. I like it. Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Well, there was more.
Is
Randy
there
Orton did have a promo on Cena. Uh.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
calling
yeah.
him out, calling him a hypocrite and shit, and it's blurry because we're so many days removed from SmackDown, but it was a really good promo. He will be there this Friday. I love how like they try to tell us that like he's not going to be there till Backlash, but then he always ends up showing up the show beforehand. I'm like, whoever these sources are, they're wrong every time. Like after that
I mean, they're
Raw,
just feeding
yeah, after
misinformation.
that Raw, like I think it was like the last 2 weeks, and then he was supposed to be off TV before WrestleMania. He showed up Friday in Vegas. Like they're so wrong with like the stuff. Is like, oh,
Well,
I
no,
think.
they announced that though, like a week before.
Well, well, yeah, they announced it a week before, but like the 2 weeks for his schedule, they were like, "Oh, he's not even supposed to
Uh,
show up
yeah.
for till before Mania, the week before Mania." And then he showed up on Friday, and I was like, "Okay, y'all keep getting it wrong. Like, stop rumoring or stop just because you don't get it right. Then it's like he's probably going to show up. He has however many dates left to show up. It's his retirement tour. He's obviously going to show up at least 2 times out of the month, 2 to 3 times before the pay per view. But
Yeah, but I
um,
think we have a bigger issue though. Okay, I need to discuss a bigger issue here, and
okay,
that's with SmackDown itself. SmackDown is so eh. It's eh. Right now it's eh. You know what I mean? The only good part of SmackDown, in my opinion, honestly, that's like good every single week is the tag team division. But other than
yes.
that, it drags. I feel like it drags throughout the entire show. I'm just kind of like,
Well,
ugh, just get on with it.
that's why they're
Whereas,
going
because
back to 2 hours because it's dragging too long.
exactly, and that's the whole thing. This reminds me of the summer back last year when Raw was like doing good every single week and Raw was peak every single week like it is right now, and SmackDown was always like, well, whatever, like that. We're back in that space, and I'm just like, why can't I don't
We've
understand
never
what's the
complained
problem.
about NXT. It's on fire every damn week. I think there's only like
True.
sometimes where it's like it's slow building, but you can't complain because you get it every week with them. If it slow builds one week, then the next week it's on fire again. It's like they always know what to do because Shawn Michaels is a creative genius. Not saying Triple H is not, but there's Shawn only has one show to deal with, and Triple H has two. Or even if you want
Yeah.
to say I feel like it's just 2. I mean, there's other shit that he runs too as well, but I mean, it's just like there's 2 shows, but I don't understand how you can't make 2 show Raw has always been the number 1, like, regardless, even when SmackDown first started, like, there were some moments that SmackDown took over, like Brock Lesnar coming up and stuff, but, like, Raw always has been the number 1, even though I feel like at some point I want them to at least try to treat them equally, but they're
Yeah,
going
but
back down to 2
SmackDown has
hours.
the bigger title, which is the crazy thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
And
at
it's
this point, it doesn't matter though, because Cena's showing up on Raw and SmackDown. I don't even think he gives a damn about the
sure.
what brand it's on anymore. Like Randy will show up
Yeah.
on Raw, and then he'll show up on SmackDown. But it's mainly, yeah, it is a SmackDown Championship, so like it should be getting the forefront. But because Raw is such the number 1 show, everyone goes to Raw expecting Cena. So it's like, and the
Yeah.
championship. But
But Raw is also just more entertaining in every single aspect. Like, I'm not bored anytime I watch Raw. Every match always feels good. Every like freaking feud feels incredible, and I'm always
yeah,
interested to see what's gonna happen. Whereas when I'm watching SmackDown, honestly, for most of it, I'm just kind of like, okay, can we just get through this? Like, I know it's gonna happen. Just get through it.
yeah, and it also
You
went
know?
to it's the only one that's gone to Netflix, well, for the States. It's the only one that went to Netflix for the States. Like, if
Yeah,
they
sure.
could have put in all 3, I don't know if, like, there's some, like, acquisition there or some money kinda issue where they couldn't put all 3 everywhere, but for, like, Canada or other foreign countries, like, all 3 of them are on Netflix, but that's because y'all have different programs and networks to be able to use for
Yeah.
stuff like y'all don't have Peacock, y'all have y'all had to find other networks to watch these things, and of
Yeah, we
course,
don't have the American network channels
yeah,
either,
so it's
which
like,
is
oh,
what
yeah,
NXT is on. So,
so it's
and
like if
SmackDown.
they had them on there, I could be able to watch them all, but uh but I mean, Raw is the one I mainly tune into. Like, I watch everything else with clips because pretty much that's what helps, like, WWE, like USA, all them, like even Fox used to do it. They would upload full segments. Like, I know the matches are going. I'll obviously see the clips of like highlights of the matches and who wins, but they mostly upload the full segment of an important segment. Like the whole Randy segment was like it was up there was like 17 minutes long. It's like that whole Cena, like the whole thing. So minus the entrances. Like I don't really care if I don't have to cover an entrance. you know,
Yeah,
Even though Roxanne did get her entrance redemption on Raw, no ad breaks. She got to come all the way out, and so did
damn right.
Io. So Uh, yeah, they heard hopefully the fans' criticisms, but um,
Yeah, but they also did other horrible things on commercial during the Raw.
yeah,
But
I that the
before we get
care
there,
the
just yeah.
I was gonna say, well, yeah, that one of them was like the Carrying Cross promo, which was
I know,
amazing.
bro. I'm so pissed.
I'm
How
like
did you guys
right
not get
now.
that? That
I
was incredible. I was salivating
I
by
don't
my
care what
mouth.
I'm telling you right now. Like I don't care what anyone says. Like out of the men's division right now, he is my favorite. Like you can always choose Cena as your main star, Randy as your main star, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. That guy, Karrion Cross,
Mhm.
the killer, the fucking killer Cross. That man is like literally has aura. Like literally every time you see him on screen, you can't help but smile and be happy.
I mean,
And
the crowd
literally
was cheering him,
this
bro.
promo, they cheered him when he popped up. Yeah, because that work shoot worked. And his documentary,
Hell
if they
yeah.
all saw it, which I did, phenomenal
I
fucking
didn't, but
documentary. You didn't yet?
no.
It's great. You should see it. Okay. Well, I remember I explained it, but I explained it wrong. But it's pretty much his documentary of him fighting in Bloodsport, which is like a whole different thing from WWE. It's like mixed martial arts combatant, but it's like a whole different level. And then the rest of it is WrestleMania weekend. About him talking about not being there. It's great, and it like literally gets you more into the mind of him. He's eh, he's also mysterious. He posted something on his Twitter of a video of like it's in black and white, and he's just staring out of a window, and he's just like TikTok. I'm like, what does that mean, bro? And like he was
TikTok getting a push.
he's just like looking at I don't know what was going on, but like he was just looking at something and he was just like TikTok. I'm like, dude, this guy is a villain. I love it, dude. I mean, I'd want to talk to that man for hours or whatever about shit, but um definitely one of my favorites. I get it. He's not in the ring all the damn time. I kind of wish is in the ring with his promos more than he is up in the stands, but they still can hear him because he's
Yeah.
great on the mic. But I need him to come out there more and speak on the mic. Like I like the
I don't
aesthetic
know.
of
I think
like,
he shines in backstage
yeah, I
scenes,
think I
so
like it because it's like he's the guy you see back there, but you never see him out there. He's always lurking, he's looming, and then he's up in the stands watching over everybody. But either way, he's over with them right now, and
true.
whatever feud they have, they'll after this AJ Finn thing, because they are facing next week, they'll probably get a full feud with Cross. So,
Yeah, true.
um,
Uh,
the other thing I had really was like there was a great LA Knight and Priest promo before shit hit the fan, where all those guys came out. Um,
yeah.
And then Zelina had a really good match with Piper Niven. It was really good. She retained, obviously. It wasn't a
Mhm.
great match. It wasn't a bad match. It was a good match. Chelsea Green is back.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
However,
she is.
she's like in funeral attire.
Depression.
She's in
She's
depression
depressed.
mode. Yeah, she's no longer like she's like got her hair down. She's got glasses on. She got a full black trench coat on. She's mourning or whatever. She's like literally
Uh,
having a funeral for her loss. It's a great angle.
so good.
But other than that, that's all I really had for SmackDown. Like Ray Finn, oh, he's injured. Yeah, like nothing really happened.
Wait, Ray Phoenix injured?
I think no, I don't think he's injured. Okay, my bad. Ray Mysterio's injured, but I think
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix after that match with uh, go Grande, I almost caught myself. Um,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Grande. When we talk about him too, because something happened with him. Grande
Sure.
beat him, and then I heard Ray Phoenix, but I think I'm wrong. I think he just didn't show up this week. Um,
Okay.
But that's all I had for SmackDown because Raw was really the one that picked up
Yeah.
this week.
True
If you want to go
that.
ahead and run with
True
that,
that.
if you remember.
I do. I remember so much about Raw because Raw was cooking throughout the entire damn show, man. Oh yeah, man. So it starts off with Jay coming out, yeeting all over the place, yeeting on Pac McAfee's face, and then Paul Heyman comes out, and holy shit, Paul Heyman is the goat on the mic. He cut such an incredible promo. I believed it. I almost cried. He moved me with his emotions, and he's right, God damn it. He's kind of right. He's honestly just right. He is right in everything that he said. Tell me when he's lying,
No,
bro, because he
I
was
mean the
not.
whole I built the bloodline. I did this. I did like he's he was there every step of the way, and then yeah, he is right. Roman didn't come back for Paul. Roman came back to get the Ulafala and win back his head of the. I mean, I know Paul was out, but like still, he didn't come back for Paul. He came back for the Ulafala, and yeah, he is very much right. And oh, I did everything for them, and they put me through a table, and it's like, yeah, he's very much right. But
Damn right.
yeah, and then it's very. I can't remember everything he said, but that man was going off. That's the most I've seen him go off in a while.
Yeah.
Because mainly he's the guy behind now, even though he doesn't speak for everyone anymore. But he's usually the guy behind who's sitting back there and letting Seth do the work or Braun, Roman do the work. Brock,
Whispering
he
in
would
their
he spoke more
ears.
for Brock, but that was the point. But like Brock had good promo skills, but they really had him as the unstoppable silent beast. But
Yeah.
no, that was the first time in a while, and Jay even went off on him and stuff, backed him into a corner. But we learned later that that's what Seth wanted. Seth was planting the seed. Seth
Hmm.
wanted him to say, because yeah, Jay agreed to face him that night for the title in the main event, and
Damn
I'm
right.
enjoying that a lot. Where we're getting a lot of title matches, even though I know they're not going to go anywhere. It's great to see a lot of title matches in the main
Dude,
event.
same. Plus, I think we should have more title matches on weekly shows, especially matches for big titles like this. I honestly wish we had the Universal title up for more matches on weekly shows.
Yeah,
I just think it's such a good thing. I don't know.
the
I
fact
just
that
love
it
it.
yeah, but the fact that it's sitting on whether we like it or not, I can't really I can say John's in between part time since he is showing up more than usual. Because it comes with this part time is doesn't mean if you show up 2 times a week. Part time means like you have to go at least a month without showing up. Roman has done
Yeah.
that before because sometimes they didn't have anyone for him to face, and he's been that point before. Um, in Roman's regard, like he doesn't even have a match at Backlash. In Roman's regard, that is part time. But with Cena, he is showing up at least 2 weeks at a time. So he's in that part time range, but he's also like he's still showing up more. He has to, but it's his retirement tour, and I still see him showing up a lot more even after he loses the belt or whatever. I don't know how long he's gonna hold this damn belt. He told us he was going to win Chamber and Mania. He may actually leave with that belt. So I don't know. Because he wants to
Well, he said
retain.
once the dates are over, he's leaving with the belt.
Yeah, he may
So
actually like leave with that belt, but we got Randy in the way, and then also Cody
I don't
Rhodes
think
is
so.
off TV. But um,
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll see Cody for a
no,
while.
we probably won't see
Honestly,
Cody. I feel like Cody's going to do the Roman Reigns thing, and he'll show up like at the end of a
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
Not saying he's going to interfere like how like Roman did with Solo, but he might. But uh, there's a lot of things that I have hopes for because we're gonna have 2 nights of SummerSlam this year. Like, dude, they're
True.
they're about to build us something up crazy. But um,
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Oh my
Penta
god.
and JD, woo,
Hell
dude, man
yeah.
nearly dies, comes back and he's already ready to go. That match was stellar.
Uh,
JD always puts on a day like Penta. We know Penta puts on it, but JD always, in a way, even regardless of how great he is, he
true.
always surprises me with the next move that he can do.
True.
Great match. Chad Gable got involved, but that didn't
Indeed, he
give
did.
JD the upper hand. Penta still beat him, and he won this time with the Mexican Destroyer. I love how people find that interesting that he wins with the Mexican Destroyer. Like that's not his
Canadian.
finisher. But that is a my bad. Well, they call it. I swear they're calling it Mexican. I think they're just
They are.
saying that
They're wrong.
because it's the Canadian Destroyer, but they're calling it because it's Lucha Libre. But
Damn right.
it's
They're
a
stealing it.
Mexican
Those
version.
bastards.
Well, you love Penta, so don't even let them have it. Listen, you know how many people
But I love
stole.
JD
You
more.
know how many
And
people stole the stunner, stole the RKO, stole the, or not the RKO, stole the cutter. Like, come on now.
yeah, but
These
that's
moves are
different.
shared, man.
They're
Lu-
literally just changing Canadian out for Mexican. Okay.
Well, he's not
That's
Canadian.
literally just erasing
You know,
his
with
what's
the
it called? What's the term?
racism.
Erasing no, no, no. Erasing like cultural
Not really, because
history
I
or
mean,
impact.
Canadian Destroyer was just. I'm pretty sure there's like
I
Penta
know,
or
I'm kidding.
whatever.
But
Yeah,
I just can't wait to see people get mad at me. Get mad at me, I dare you.
they
Anyway.
probably. I dare you. Yeah. Um, that was a good match. I guess we can like go into after that match.
No,
There's
wait. I want to just talk about JD, okay? Can I
Go
just
ahead.
talk about JD as a
Bobblehead, man.
person?
I'm just kidding.
All right. I love JD. I love his big ass head, bro. He's the goat. The goat, man. While I was watching the show, when he came out, no joke, I was doing the whole Booker T thing, and I was like, no bread, no water, just forehead, man. I love JD. I love the Judgment Day. I fucking love these guys. Also, can I, you know what? Let's just skip ahead to this. Why we have Dom and Penta confirmed for Backlash now because Penta beat JD for some reason. I'm be honest, this match doesn't really make sense at all to me. Dom already like Penta doesn't deserve this. Let's be honest. Dom beat him in the Fatal 4-Way. Dom beat him again the week after. Like, why is he getting a rematch? But honestly, I don't care because it gets my boy Dom on the card.
It's gonna cook, yeah, and it's getting Dom more time to on PLEs. Like they're gonna put him obviously on PLEs more. Um, I'm not
Damn
gonna
right,
say
because he's
my
the
predictions because
greatest.
we're not at that part yet, but yeah, damn right, he's definitely going to hold on to that belt. Um, Not necessarily I would never want him to lose it yet this year, but I mean, if they're gonna go with that route where Judgment Day at least has two belts, sure. And I don't know if they're gonna lead to that of like Finn gets it, but I don't think Finn really needs to get that from him in that way. Regardless of like, yay, Finn gets a title, but it's like that's the worst way possible. But you know, people are not gonna hold on to belts forever. If anything, I'd let Dom go 6 months at least, almost 300 something days maybe, and then at that point I wouldn't be mad if like
You
I
think
would.
6 months is 300 days?
Well, no, I said 6 months or at least 300 days,
Oh,
but like
okay.
or at least almost a year, and let
I
him.
was concerned.
He's never going to be the longest running Intercontinental because that's Gunther, but like at least try to like surpass Braun's reign, maybe become second place or something, and then maybe he loses it to Penta or maybe he loses it to Finn. Like at least let him have a long run. There's a reason and make the Judgment Day have a belt. That's probably why I feel like they're doing this because Liv is gone, which is insane because we know where those belts could have gone, but not now. But we'll talk about that. Fuck. Uh,
Yeah.
and but yeah, that was a really good match. But then, speaking of Dom, there's still tension between him and Finn. I don't like this gaslighting shit that Finn's doing, where he's like, "You're talking to me? You're telling me what to do?" Nah, I'm just playing. I love you, man. It's like, what? Dude? He did this shit with Damien, and then they
Ugh.
finally fell out. So it's like it scares me that like, are we gonna have a reoccurring SummerSlam shit where he fucking does this to Dom? I'm gonna hate that. That would piss me off if he does that to Dom, where like he causes Dom the title. Like that's just also it's a repeat. We don't need to see that every SummerSlam. Then two, it's like
Mm,
that's the worst way for Dom to lose. But then that leads up to like a potential Finn versus Dom, but that might be SummerSlam. Um, but
sure.
in backstage, AJ Styles shows up and he calls that man Prince. And Finn didn't even bat an eye. He was like, "Hey," I was like, "You calling for the people who don't know, Finn Balor, one of his nickname was the Dark Prince. Well, that was when he was a face, and AJ and Finn were in the club or the Balor Club together.
Why'd you it's the Bullet Club, but why'd you say the club like that, bro?
The club. How did I say it? The what?
You said it like it was some illegal, like, activities
The
shit,
club. No,
bro,
I
like
just well, it's Bullet Club, and then they at some point we called it Balor Club as well. But yeah,
uh,
Bullet Club, and then the OC, which is later on, but that was just AJ, and then Gallows and Anderson. But uh,
yeah.
yeah, they have history there. So um, yeah, and they're gonna face each other next week, but something may happen with that. But yeah, Finn is slowly going to face, and
I don't think so.
I think
No.
he is, bro. I don't know
No,
the way
he's
his
not.
demeanor is. I think he's like, I don't know the way he's
No.
acting. He's definitely breaking
No.
away from the Judgment Day, though.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he's going face. The Judgment Day is going face, and Finn is going heel. That's what's happening.
Yeah, that makes sense because everybody's been cheering for them. Even Liv, they've been cheering for recently because she hasn't been like she's been that heel kind of thing, but she really hasn't done anything heelish recently. Even though she's not on TV, but she hasn't really done anything bad like since.
Yeah.
Yeah, all she did
People are
was like
starting to
lose.
realize she was in the right, bro.
Yeah,
Anyway.
she didn't attack Jade, but um,
Well, no, I was
Sheamus,
talking
my
about
boy,
her and
returned.
Rhea.
What'd you
She
say?
was the right wait. I was talking about Sheamus Sorry, what? No, you confused me. I was talking about how Rhea and Liv, like people are starting to realize that Liv was in the right
Oh
during
yeah,
because she was.
Liv was completely in the right the whole time because if you remember when her and Rhea were tag team champions, they lost the belts and Rhea blamed Liv for it. And then also we realized that Dom was in the right with Rhea. Rhea bullied him into the Judgment Day, pulled him in,
Hmm.
and then he kicked her out. He said, "Fuck you."
Exactly. Also, before we move on, I just want to talk about the fact that I need to see AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the IC title after this Penta thing. Okay,
I think
I
that's where
need
they're
that to be
going.
the next feud.
It's probably gonna. It could be a Money in the Bank. Well, I don't know what's next. Is Money in the Bank right after this? Money in the Bank. No,
No,
it might be the Evolution PLE.
no, that's way later in the year.
That's supposed to be June, is it not?
Yeah, way later in the year.
Yeah, it's May. We're almost in June.
Oh no.
Way later in the year. It's probably going to be July, and then that's going to go into SummerSlam, obviously, which is
It's
August.
Saturday's night's main event, but that doesn't count. So let
No,
me
that
find
doesn't
out what's
count for us.
after
We
that.
we also we don't do
Money in the Bank. It
predictions.
is Money in the Bank after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't do predictions for Saturday night's main event.
Evolution's in
It's
July.
still on. Here's the thing: how we okay. There's still things how we do it. So there might be not be anything in June. Then there's gonna be like a brief thing, but
Well, Money in the
um,
Bank is in June.
so Money in the Bank's in June, and then Evolution's
Yeah.
July. Okay.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we don't do Saturday night's main event because it's technically in a way considered another brand show, even though it's like annually, like every 2 years or two times every year. Just because like it's still on cable and it's considered to be a regular televised show, it's not a
It's also
PLE.
not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon to us because it's just like a regular, but it's not a PLE. It's on Peacock, but it's not premium because it's on cable television. So it's like it's not
Yeah.
something you have to be on a subscription network or Netflix to watch. So it wouldn't be
Basically, it's not technically a premium live
yeah,
event.
and it also
So
happens the same month as this, so we don't want to cover two PLE predictions in 1 month. I'm not going to do that. So,
yeah.
but uh, Sheamus returns. Woo! Big Man returns,
Indeed.
comes back and obliterates
It's
Theory,
fine. No.
who obliterates Theory in a match that Grayson Waller set him up for.
Yep.
That tag team
After
needs to just. I don't want tag teams to end, but damn it, just break them up already. They hate each other,
what I
dude.
like this angle they're doing right now,
I
though. Okay,
like it
because
too,
they're
but eventually
slowly
they're gonna.
building it up. Because they've been building this up for years, and they're slowly building it up again. Okay, and the whole thing, like, Jake Grayson originally had this match planned for himself, and then he was like, found out it was Sheamus, and he was like, you know what, Theory, you can take it. So
Yeah, and
I
obviously,
just love their dynamic too. I don't know, I
obviously
find it funny.
Sheamus picked up the win. Amazing match. He's still got it. I really do hope in some time between that like contract he re-signed that he does get his Grand Slam moment. Like I need him to get that IC title, something at least. I don't think
Mhm.
he's going to be in the title picture for long, but I'd like to see him in a feud. Bring up the Kaiser feud again. There's probably something they have plans for him as well, but I know if he's signed for another 5 years, there's a title picture in there somewhere for him. He's going to
Yeah,
retire with that, and it could be World Heavyweight
maybe
because he's
Sheamus will be dumb for the title.
I mean, that would be an interesting feud if you think about it. That'd be an interesting. I
Yeah,
need more
imagine it happened at
promos.
SummerSlam. That'd be cool.
I need more promo shit from Sheamus. I need more. I wouldn't even mind that he works with everybody so well. I wouldn't even mind if, like,
True.
yeah, in the title picture, just amazing. He should have been that guy for Gunther, I think, for the IC, but there was something they
I
were.
disagree, but
Yeah, I even disagree with like people thinking it would have been Chad, but Sammy was probably the. It just was weird because Sammy had lost to him so many times, and then Sammy becoming the guy. It's whatever, but it worked out. It seems
yeah.
like, but um,
Wait. So I just want to talk about commercial things that you didn't get to see really quick.
yeah, we talked about Karrion
Um,
Cross, but
yeah, but there's another thing I want to talk about.
okay.
So I'm pretty sure the New Day had like two commercial segments on this episode, and let me just say, I love the New Day. I love them as heels. They've won me over.
This guy he used to didn't like him. Yeah, They actually have,
dude.
and I even like the damn look they have now, like coming out and shit. Like
Exactly, and
I
they're
it,
so funny right now, dude. I love that they're leaning into the comedy. This is what it should have been from the start, dude.
it's like they're
They're
still
just funny
heels,
as
yeah.
fuck.
They're still heels, but
Exactly.
they may gradually turn back into faces. But honestly, yeah, it's
But they're
working.
so
Like,
funny as the heels right now, that's the
oh
thing, they're
yeah, it's
being
like
heelish, and that's the funny part,
it's crazy that
'cause
they
they're doing
took
so good
them
with it.
putting the belts on to get them to get more over and interesting, but I guess because they needed that charisma and that confidence, which they always have confidence, but since they put those belts on, like they definitely are more entertaining now than they were in the beginning of their heel turn. It was getting boring because most of their shit was
Well, I
cut for commercial. Like they came out and attacked LWO, cut to commercial. Like nobody got to see anything. Like, and they're just the promos they were getting booed out of the building. Now they're like actually like people were caring to see them come out there now, and
yeah,
you
now they're
know,
actually hating them for a good reason. Because before it was kinda forced with the
yeah,
boos and stuff, and they were trying to force it. The issue was, is at the start, they were trying to be serious heels, but the New Day can't be good serious heels. Now that they're funny heels, they're awesome.
no, yeah, you can
That's
be
the
funny heels.
difference.
You can be that funny, cocky, big ego heels, and not just
Exactly.
be angry and serious all the time. It's like they can be themselves. They just like they need to change their theme. But I mean, I just need like something. But um, ah, don't know. But yeah, I'm interesting. They're being more interesting. Um,
Yeah, truly, I love them right now.
not many
I didn't think I would
matches.
ever love them, but
Yeah, no, they're good. They're great. They've been great, and they're leaning back into it. There wasn't
yeah.
that. There usually isn't many matches on these nights anymore. Like it's either like three
There was
promos.
just 4 matches this night.
Well, that yeah, I guess so. I'm probably forgetting one, but Io faced Roxanne. Amazing match. She defeated Roxanne, and of course, Julia
Incredible
also
match.
got involved again. Rhea was not there because, hearing per commentary, she was in
Australia.
Perth,
Yeah.
Australia. Um,
No, she wasn't in Perth, but she
okay,
was in
well,
Australia.
Australia in general, but she wasn't
I
there.
think she was in Vienna.
And I have a nitpick later to explain why something could have happened else, but Julia attacked once again, which is definitely setting up. I believe next week they are facing Julia and Roxanne, and Io will tag team with Rhea. I'm
Probably.
enjoying this a lot, seeing these people come out from NXT.
I am too. I will say that you and Roxanne is probably the best match of the night. I know a lot of people love the main event, but I don't know. I love this match the most out of everything. I think it was just better, to be honest,
The
but,
fact that
you
this is
know.
the second time that the main event kind of gotten hit with DQ, yeah, this was like they put on a great match, but before it hit into DQ, well, not DQ. The last one was Sammy was injured; he couldn't continue. But the fact that it's not ended in a 1, 2, 3 yet, it's like, yeah, the main events the last 2 weeks of Raw are kind of like what.
Well, I don't think this should have ended, though, in a loss to anyone.
Yeah, they're gonna probably build Seth up to that like kind of level where pinning him feels relieving at some point, or him pinning
Yeah,
someone.
no,
But
I think if Seth or Jay took the pin at this main event, I think I would have lost all hope for either of them. I don't think I don't think either Seth or Jay can afford a loss right now. I just don't think they can.
no, and then
Especially
obviously,
Jay's first title fans and Seth right now, he can't afford a
yeah,
loss.
and
They
there's
need
no
to build him up
reason to put the
even
belt
more.
on, because we're obviously looking for Logan and Jay, but there's no reason to put the belt on Seth right now. There's a lot of shit going on in now because at the end of well, I guess we'll even get to that, but we'll finish off the Roxanne. But I'm liking the Julia Roxanne angle. I it's a very very nice partnership. I believe. I see that there's like
Yes, it's
they're
a partnership.
trying to terrorize a lot of shit. Like I don't even know at this point if Julia is still going for Stephanie. She probably still is, but they're also.
Well, I mean,
I think they're just
she
there to wreak
lost
havoc.
on NXT the number one contenders match.
Okay.
So
I think they're just there to wreak havoc, and they're eyeing up another woman's world title holder.
true.
And well, they know
I
Io. I'm
love it.
sure they know Io's history because Io is a veteran in NXT, and pretty much at this point, I would call her a veteran in the main roster. Like she's literally the face
Yeah.
right now, which is great because the face was Rhea. Rhea's giving that part to her, and then Liv's not there, so Liv can't be the face. Liv is doing her little movie. So it's like Io
Yeah.
is literally the face of the women's right now in Raw. Like you got Becky, and also I even Lyra. Lyra's also getting up there in the face, but Io right now is having the best run of her life, and definitely I would say she's the face of the women's right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that freaking oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh no.
Besides Tiffany,
Wait,
but
wait.
like yeah,
Wait, I have something. Okay. I must say, I know we're probably heading in the direction of a tag match with Io, Rhea, Julia, and Roxanne, but dude,
it's been
I
confirmed. I think
honestly, I kind of wish that at Backlash we got Julia versus Io Sky. And listen, I love Japanese style wrestling. It's my favorite type of wrestling ever. So maybe that's why. And I've watched a lot of Stardom and Marigold matches and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of like Japanese matches, but I just dude,
in some
I know
regard,
so badly that they could cook so hard together.
they're probably
And they've
setting that
had
up.
matches
They're definitely
together.
setting that up. There's going to be a one-on-one probably at like SummerSlam or something. Like
But I wanted it at Backlash
I
because
don't think.
Backlash would be an amazing
Yeah,
crowd.
and that
Well, no,
sucks
it
that she's
nearly
not
is.
on the
Never mind.
card. But there's
I want an international crowd for their match.
yeah, an international crowd for their match would be insane. But I think they're slowly building up a Julia thing with Io, but not right now because she's focused on Roxanne. I would have loved to probably
Yeah.
like see Roxanne on the PLE, but they put that match on Raw. There's a lot. There's like a lot of matches that could have been put on Backlash that are not going to be there. Like Jay's not even going to be on it, which is insane. I thought Jay and Logan were going to have a
Nah,
match, and
that makes sense to me. I think no, I just wanted Io and Julia. I didn't want any other match, okay? Nothing
I
else.
think they need more though because like obviously like she always shows up after Roxanne either wins or loses. I mean I feel like that's enough, but I still think there needs to be more interaction there. But they're definitely building it up for a future match on a
Mm.
PLE. Even though Julia's not main roster, but it's probably close to her getting there. And I think at this point they don't give a damn. They're just bringing in who they can bring in, and seeing these NXT people on there every night every week almost is cool to me because they're able to say like, hey, yeah, we're on another brand, but that doesn't mean we can't show up. It's like an
I
invasion
agree.
kind of thing, and I like it. So,
Me too. I love it.
um, but I think that match has been confirmed off camera. I managed to see I saw like a match card, but it could have been fan made. But I feel like that's gonna happen next week, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, Becky Lynch came out and cut and not incredible. Let me slow down, but a
oh yeah, I didn't
really
even have that in
funny
notes.
promo. Okay, an extremely funny promo because she just loves garbage and recycling. Apparently, dude, I was laughing my fucking ass off the entire time. I was like, "What is this stupid analogy?" I was just fucking losing it, man. Fucking, I
Yeah,
can't,
I'm telling you right now,
dude.
this is like the reason why her first heel turn didn't work. It's really, really hard. I'm not saying the accent is what ruins it, but it's really hard to take her seriously when she gets mad because it sounds like she's trying too hard. Sometimes when she gets really loud and starts yelling, it sounds like she's trying too hard and I can't take it seriously. Chill out. Damn, they can't stop laughing.
I'm dying.
But
Yeah,
it was a funny
okay.
promo. It was funny. Like she they had some moments, but it's like it was trying to take her like too damn seriously. But um, I couldn't. But then Lyra came out and clapped back at her, and then was like, "Oh, is that what Sports Illustrated says?" And like, "Oh, let me say this. Oh yeah, you main evented WrestleMania, the first women to do it. You did this and that. You were the first women's Intercontinental. Oh, that was me. Uh,
Lyra's getting over,
Lyra's
man.
getting over, and yeah, it was great. And then they obviously brawled and were beating each other's asses, and Lyra was standing victorious at the very end. Amazing. Can't wait to see that match. They're gonna do well. There were some like spots where they looked like they were cat fighting, but I mean, you don't really punch each other, so like nobody needs to like, oh, they weren't really hitting each other. They don't really. They don't. They're not supposed to.
Yeah,
But no, like
this is
yeah,
exactly what Lyra needed.
yeah. This is what she needed. This is definitely gonna put her over for sure, and this is gonna be a great match.
It's gonna put the title over too.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Let's be honest, it's dead.
yeah.
It's not even started.
Um, we can go back to the main event because I don't know if anything else. We mentioned the carrying
Whoa,
cross
whoa,
segment.
whoa, whoa, whoa. There was other things that happened before the main event.
Well, I was gonna go to it, but what I don't even know what else happened because I literally listed everything that I saw.
Okay, well, Rusev
Oh
redeems
shit!
Otis, my friend.
All right, I'm over
Okay,
here. I'm not adding notes and shit that I should be adding.
yeah, bro. Rusev redeems Otis, and I loved it. I love that he like did the Pat McAfee Gunther thing that they did like a week ago. I don't care that it's a repeat. I don't give a shit. I loved it. I loved him locking in the accolade, and I hope that freaking. Oh, I hope something actually changes for Otis, because otherwise, if like he doesn't change, then I feel like what's the point? You know what I mean? Because then
Zawa as
Rusev's thing
well. He
didn't
wasn't
work.
gonna do anything to Zawa, and then he like snapped and went mad and went off on him too.
Yep.
No, he's the beast that he was when he was in the WWE. And this time around, they're not gonna have anyone bury Rusev just because he's the villain or the beast right now. But I think yeah, there's gonna be not saying there's gonna be a title run right away, but he's gonna probably be redeeming and trying to take down people who haven't been on TV and haven't been used right, which that's his goal. So yeah, it was a great match.
Maybe he'll do
And
it to Shinsuke. Obvious on SmackDown.
God,
Damn.
yeah, just anyone who hasn't shown up, yeah, who hasn't been. All right,
Apollo Cruz.
he just everyone comes out randomly, chokes them all out. Like I want to help you. It's
Uh,
like, um,
I'll redeem you.
anything else? Because I think I for some reason
Yes.
I watched the match, but I missed Rusev, but I didn't put it in there.
Yeah, there's something else before that too. Pat McAfee and Gunther had a promo, but listen, I
I had
quote
that, yeah.
Pat McAfee said this, and I quote, "Nobody beats this town's meat."
He did say that.
Nobody beats this town's meat. That's all I'm saying.
And he called Michael Cole the GOAT, which he is. And yeah,
Truly.
great promo. And
I'm actually excited for the match now
I'm
because I wasn't.
excited, but
I was hating on this match, but now
I'm
I'm
ex-
really excited for it.
I am, but I'm just like it's still like going from Mania to that. It's interesting because I don't feel like they didn't know what to do with him, but like there's been tension there with Gunther and Pat for a while that people seem to forget. It's like the same kind of thing where like there's tension between Wade Barrett and I think I forgot who else, but like Wade Barrett can come back like he could, but he's not. But it's like Pat can wrestle. I get it. People keep using WrestleMania 38 as an example that he can't wrestle. I'm like, yeah, that's his first match. Like he can do shit. The whole Vince McMahon or Austin Theory shit that don't count. 39 and 40. Well, he wasn't at 40. He didn't wrestle at 40, but like 39 when he was doing shit. Like he can still he knows what to do. He's not, you know, he isn't like one of those fucking commentators who don't know how to wrestle. He's not sorry, Michael Cole, but like when Michael Cole tried to wrestle, he's actually one of the decent commentators that can wrestle. Besides like Booker T, if he wanted to, or Wade Barrett probably still has some in the tank. But it's
Yeah, Corey
it's
Graves
gonna
can
be a good
wrestle too.
match. I'm sure it's gonna be a good match. It's a weird match to go for Mania like this, but we'll see what happens. I
No,
personally think.
I don't think it will be a good
I
match.
personally think you don't think it will be a good match, but you're excited for it.
Yes, here's why. Okay, listen, I think this match is gonna be not that good, but I think it's gonna be not that good for a good reason.
Well, like
Because
I said before, it's gonna
I
be
think Gunther's gonna squash him.
Gunther's gonna squash him. It's a reason to get him off commentary for football season coming
And it
up.
also just adds to Gunther's character of crashing out because he's crashing out.
Yeah,
And I love it.
it's just his reason. The reason to get Pat off of TV, and then probably
Yeah.
next Monday on Raw, Corey Graves is going to show up to take his place or something like, or Joe. I mean, probably not Joe because he's on Friday, but probably somebody's
Maybe
going to
Vic.
show up to take his place, and for a very long
Vic.
time. Nick?
Vic.
Oh, Vic Joseph from NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool. It's a stretch, but that would be really cool. But
Yeah.
would be
Listen,
a
I
stretch.
think Vic should replace Joe. Or no, Corey should replace Joe and Vic should replace Pat.
Yeah, but that dynamic between Corey and Michael, I feel like at this point they're bringing Corey back just because, like, after all that shit he said on Twitter, I feel like over that time, I don't think he was really off for that, but there was like some stuff he was speaking on there. But now that he's okay, I guess okay now, he might be coming back because I can't think of anyone else. Like Vic on there in NXT, that's a lot of work. I mean, that's a lot of dedication and work
I
and
mean,
workhorse. But
didn't say he'd still be on NXT, but
well, I'm saying like him working a bit.
just move Joe down to NXT because
He could work. Honestly, he would. His voice works for NXT.
I mean, kind of. But no, Vic is just so much better than Joe, bro. Joe bores the fuck out of me, man. God,
Joe has
he
that
really
charisma, but he's
does.
not on par with Michael. Dude, he has the thing with Joe is he has experience with NFL. He has experience with ESPN. I think ESPN, probably not, but like he has a lot of experience with it. But I think scripted wrestling might not be his forte. But I don't
No,
hate
he's
him.
so
He's good, but
boring.
I don't think he's the worst. I don't think he's the worst. There's been worse
I don't think
commentators
he's the
before.
worst, but he's boring. He's not bad. He's just boring.
Yeah, yeah. That's why they got Wade because Wade is the charisma of SmackDown. Like
Yeah, but
no
Wade
hate to,
needs someone to bounce off
but
because I don't even
no,
think they have good
it's
chemistry.
no hate to fully on Joe because he's done amazing shit over time. Just this particular moment, like with WWE, it's kind of hard to like get over with him. They're probably gonna try better in the future, but it's really hard to get over with him right now. But
Yeah, well, the reason I know that I just Joe is bad is because one time Joe wasn't there on SmackDown and Vic replaced him, and dude, it felt way better. It was like way better.
yeah, he's
Like
just more of
Joe,
that
like
seasoned kind of like calling it down the middle kind of commentator. He's not like the high. He's not your hype man. He's never gonna be your hype man like Michael Cole or Pat or even Corey Graves or Vic or Booker. It's like all out of all of them, he's not gonna be your hype man. Which that's the kind of thing with it. But I like him
that's
still.
what you
I
need
just
in a wrestling
yeah, it's
commentator.
it's what you kind of need. But
Because he if he sounds bored, I get bored. That's the thing. Because he
um
sounds bored like almost the
yeah.
entire time he commentates, and I'm like, okay, well then I'm bored. Like, yeah,
Luckily, we have Wade to make it shit better.
sure.
Um, Before I go to the main event, well, the rest of the main event, was there anything else? I'm not sure if like
Nah, just that.
yeah, those promos. Yeah, it was a good promo for Pat and Gunther, and
Oh yeah,
I don't like I agree with you that match will not be the best, but we'll see what happens there. But again, it is an excuse.
I
I would
want
have
to see
preferred
Pat
it being
lead.
on a Raw, to be honest, but
I
it's
wouldn't.
Gunther. I would have, yeah, but there's a spot there that could have been on that PLE besides that.
I don't think so. No.
I would have preferred, well, honestly, like not having like Jay on a PLE at least, or like I don't know if they're pushing Logan
Yeah,
and
what would they
Jay
put
to
on it?
the what?
Yeah, but what would they put on it for Jay?
Jay versus Logan. I don't.
No, but they gave up on that build up for now
Well, yeah,
because
it's not gonna probably happen
they
till.
started doing something with Seth.
It's
So
probably not gonna happen until Saturday Night's main event or something, or Money in the
yeah,
Bank.
exactly.
But
So it wouldn't have worked anyway.
some another like I wouldn't have been mad if it was all world titles because like literally it's all title matches and then Gunther versus Pat.
Yeah,
It could have honestly been a Tiffany and Nia. Like we could have just got rid of that feud there, and
I
then she
don't
could have
know,
moved
man.
on. But
It
I
doesn't
mean,
deserve backlash. I think this deserves backlash more than that does.
I guess so. But I would have loved to them just end that beef at Backlash and just move on. But it'll probably be a good PLE. It won't be the best PLE. It won't beat WrestleMania, obviously, but it'll be good. Um,
Yeah.
but the main event, it like went as it was. Seth and
Bloodline
Jay.
rules.
Huh?
It was bloodline rules.
Bloodline rule. Okay, Bloodline rules. It was a really good match.
It
Was it? Wait a minute. They're not
was
blood. Don't
basically
even. They're
bloodline
not
rules.
bloodline. Don't even do that. You're tricking me.
It was basically a bloodline
Yeah,
rules
because
match.
everyone got involved, but like it was a really good match. Shit was happening. Like there was cheating involved, and then Sammy came out. Uh, got into a spar with Braun, and then I
Yeah.
think Seth almost won or was going to try to win. He didn't get a full stomp, and Jay didn't take the pin, and then Mr. Punk came back. CM Punk returned, and they pretty much like got the match disqualified. Attacked Braun, and then ran in and attacked Seth because that feud is not done. Punk,
Yeah, they're setting up a triple threat. Sorry, a
God,
tag match.
these triple. Okay, I was gonna say these triple
No,
threats.
no,
I need
tag
to
match.
give me a break for a minute, but Yeah, definitely setting up for something. Definitely going to get that one-on-one Seth Rollins thing one day with CM Punk because they never really fully got that on the
Yes, they
PLE.
did.
They got it on Raw, but they never got it on a PLE.
Yeah,
And
but I
it's
think that
not.
was fine.
Yeah, it was fine, but that feud's not done. That feud is not done. Like it took them
Yes.
probably 3 times to get done with Drew. Maybe there's the third and final one for him and Seth. We don't
Yeah.
know what the hell they're planning for Roman. He could be involved again. He's not done with Seth either. But it's really hard to tell this year. It's really hard to tell. But that's all I really
Well,
have to say.
I don't think it's gonna be Punk versus Seth though. I think right now they're just setting up a 6-way tag match, and that's where they're gonna reveal the third member of the faction. Like it's gonna
I still
be
don't think
that
they're
the
having a
new
third.
member,
I still
Seth
don't think there's going
Braun.
to be a third member.
Okay, I
But go ahead. Yeah, that's your.
I don't think there was gonna. I think maybe your theory was right before, but since that Raw happened, now I'm confident there's gonna be a third member because they had Punk, Jay, and uh, Sammy, so they're probably gonna have Seth, Braun, and then one other member, and they're gonna have like a tag match all against each other.
It'd have to be
That's what I think is gonna
someone
happen.
because there's a lot of
Because otherwise, I think they would have kept building up the Jay versus Logan thing, but
because if you
since
think
they
about it
stopped
here,
building that
it's
up,
got to be
you know,
somebody that has history with all three of them because obviously we know they all have history together, but
I don't think it
mainly
does.
no, listen, because if you think about it, it's always something. It's always one person across from each other. Sammy has probably the no. Jay probably has the most history with Braun. If you think about it, between the IC stuff, they all collectively have something. Now Punk mainly has problems with Seth. Sammy, in a way, has a problem with both of them respectfully. But there's going to be a third man. If there's going to be a third man, he has to either have more shit with Sammy or more shit with Jay than anything to kind of make it even and make it be a reason why he's the third member chosen because it's like a mirrored image of these people. Like Braun is like the mirror of like Roman, but also in a way a mirror image of like what Sammy could be. But it's like they have to find like a third person that's a reasonable person for this, like an impactful kind of character. I just
I just
can't
don't
really
think.
think who it could be. I know people are like Bronson Reed. I'm like, dude, no, you gotta make it make sense. Like somebody that really hated Punk for teaming up with Roman or teaming because that's the whole point of this faction is like you guys are hypocrites. You guys teamed up with Roman. I hated that, and now I got a faction of my own, and I'm standing tall. So it has to be someone who hates Punk just as much, or hates the other three guys just as much as Seth and Braun do. Even though Braun is really just the hired gun, if you will, who is the big, he's there taking orders. But if there is a third man, it'll probably be shown by at least SummerSlam. I just don't have any ideas.
I just fundamentally disagree with you. I just don't think that it has to be someone with history with any of them. I think it's just got to be someone who's willing to join Seth and Braun's faction. Because if it's just for the history of fighting either Jay, Sammy, or Punk, then there's no reason to permanently join the faction. But I think whoever the third member will be is permanently going to be a member of the faction. And I think with the whole Grayson Waller Austin Theory thing, I think it's obviously just going to be Austin Theory after he breaks up with Grayson or something.
Wouldn't hurt. He was in a faction with Seth at one point during the Messiah thing. It was like near the end, but he was in that faction at one point. But because obviously he can't have Buddy Matthews anymore because he's in AEW. But we'll just have to
Yeah.
see if they go that route or not. But if they clearly are setting up a 6-man tag at somewhere. Probably not.
Yeah.
Even if it's not SummerSlam, it's somewhere.
Maybe
And
Saturday night's main event. It might be quick,
eh,
soon.
yeah, probably, but they'll definitely set it up by SummerSlam if there is a third man. But
Yeah.
that's all I got for Raw.
Same.
You probably had everything for NXT. I will say the one thing that I have for NXT is Elias or
Walk
slash
with
Elijah
Elijah.
has returned to WWE. He was already in TNA. He'd been signed with TNA for a very long time. Not very long, but like longer, a couple of months, maybe more. Um, yeah, that was because it was for the 25-man battle royal, so he was in it, and Was Joe Hendry in it? Can you confirm? Because I don't remember watching.
No.
He was not in it, but Trick was. Okay. I remember at the end he came out and fought Trick.
Yes, he came out. Elijah eliminated Trick while Trick was looking at Joe Hendry entering, and then they brawled.
Damn. But yeah, no, getting to see Elias back, like, well, Elijah. I'm gonna call him Elijah now since that's who he is in TNA. But seeing him back, I love it. That's such a character that's been like he's a very very interesting character, but not utilized very well in his like fighting because he can wrestle, but he was more of like the act of the night because he'd come out and sing a song on guitar and he's still got it. He's got an amazing voice, amazing talent. I know they're using him very well in TNA. I could see him as a TNA champion one day. Um, Great to see him back. That's all I really have for that. It's great to see him back, but he got everyone to get on par with it and say walk with Elijah instead of Elias because he's no longer Elias. But it's the same. It rolls off the tongue the same way. But
Yeah,
um, really nice to see him. But that's all I really had for NXT because I obviously don't watch it, but that's all I had.
yeah. I have like two more things. Not really a lot that happened on this episode of NXT, but during the battle royale, which was honestly insanely good, by the way. What a incredible battle
They
royale.
always cook, man.
Yeah. Javon Evans did spectacular in that, but he does spectacular in everything, so that's not that surprising. But also, there was a guy from Evolve in the Battle Royale, and he did really good. His name is Sean Legacy, and he looked really good in that Battle
Sean
Royale. Like,
Legacy.
yeah.
Do you who are the guys that were in LFG in there? I would know their names because I've
Um,
watched them, but I don't know if it's like a spoiler. They don't show up till later or
so the people that were in the Battle Royale that were in LFG was Chris Island and Shiloh Hill. So,
okay. I think I remember who Chris Island looks like. Unless I didn't get to him yet, but I do remember. I know Shallow Hill. Shallow Hill's my he's one of my number one dudes in LFG.
yeah.
Um,
Speaking of, I just
is that show over
finished.
or is it still going?
Uh, no, it's either over next week or 2 weeks from now.
Because I know like up to where I watch it at, it's like up to episode 11. So I don't know if like they're going for 13, 14 episodes, but I still gotta
They're going for
finish.
16.
I got a lot of content. I gotta finish.
Yeah, they're at episode 12 right now, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at episode.
Damn.
Wait, no, are they? I think they're at 12
So it's weekly,
episodes.
right? So I
So,
feel like they're at least 13.
well, they're releasing 2 episodes a week now. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Let me check really quick. At least they did for the last 2 weeks. They released 2 a week. Let's see, LFG. Let me look. 13 episodes right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So three more. So they'll release 14 and 15 next week, and then the last week they'll probably release
yes, probably.
16, which is the ultimate finale. Okay.
Yeah,
I got to
and I'm not
catch
going
up.
to spoil anything.
No, no,
So,
I'm catching up. I believe I finished four. I got to finish part four, and then I'll be
okay.
binging.
But yeah, after that, Miles Bourne won the battle royale and is going to face up with Femi, which is actually really cool.
Oh
If you
yeah,
guys don't know who Miles Bourne is, he's part of a faction in NXT, and he's deaf. So really cool that a deaf person is getting a title shot and just in WWE and getting opportunities like this. But um, because of that, Charlie, the person who leads the faction, was tried to take Miles' match against Oba, and then Miles was like, "Hey, Charlie, I don't know if you heard, but I don't." Or some, I don't know. He was saying something, and then he was like, "I'm actually gonna take the match. I'm not letting you take this from me, Charlie." So yeah,
that's what I was
but
hearing. I was like,
there's
Charlie
heat
Dempsey's
there.
going to be the one to do it, but now it's
No,
Miles Bourne. Okay.
yeah, no. Charlie was trying to take it from him,
Oh,
but
okay,
Miles
okay.
wouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
So
Could
and
be a good
then
match.
Jordan beat Stephanie to fight. Sorry, Jordan beat Julia and is fighting Stephanie at Battleground.
Yes, that is
So
also. Yep, I heard about that. I heard that was a
yeah,
really good match. Um,
it was, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I didn't really see it that much.
who is paying attention to mainly just Stephanie? No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah.
uh,
I mean, shoot, they be cooking, man. And so Battleground is this weekend, right? Or is it the weekend of Saturday nights?
no. It's Saturday Night's Main Event weekend.
Do you want to cover that, or are we just going to cover Backlash? I mean, we
Um,
could talk about it. We don't have to cover because predictions are not going to count for Backlash PLEs. I mean, Battleground and NXT PLEs.
yeah,
We can
no,
talk about it,
we'll
but we don't have to cover
we'll
it.
definitely talk about it,
Okay.
but yeah,
Um.
that's
hmm,
all I had for NXT. So
hmm. Well, regardless of us hitting an hour mark and we still haven't done the main thing, it doesn't matter. We have some talking points here, and there's a lot, and I'm
indeed
gonna
we
go ahead
do.
and get into it. WWE fucking released so many talent, so much
Oh, let me
talent
pull
this
up the
week.
list.
You got pull up the list, but I know a good couple few that like we can throw in there from the likes of. I'll give out a few. I won't give out all of them because that's so many, but
Yeah,
from the likes of Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, and more that we have to say about. Literally the last week, dude. If you watched my stream, I stopped my stream and stopped gaming and pulled this shit up. He was the first. He was on
hmm
there. This shit was insane, dude. So
it was
much
crazy.
good talent released. Some of them made a little bit of sense. Some of them didn't
Yeah,
because most of these people were on television the last 2 weeks after Mania and before Mania. Like
true.
you had Cora Jade and Roxanne that Stand and Deliver. Yeah, they lost, but they were on Stand and Deliver. Gigi Dolan was a part of those two. And Tatum and Gigi were a tag team. Shotzi is gone. The entire Chemical X is broken up, dude. There's so much shit wrong with this. Dakota Kai had the best, like, small upcoming run for the IC title that I've ever seen. She was getting over, she was winning. Then she was off TV because she was injured. She even complained about it on Twitter, and then she became part of the list of names to release. And it's not even that, it's mostly women. And that's the insane thing. We have Evolution coming up soon. And you just released half of the women that could have been there. I'm not saying that these two signings of Rusev or like Ray Phoenix being signed or even AAA got these people out of here because if you can have that much money to buy AAA, you have money to. They are worth like billions right now, more than they had ever been under Vince McMahon. They are worth so much that they can't even afford some. And then the one complaint is their age. Okay, I get it. Braun Strowman is a little bit is older, but however, funny enough, he's not even that old as some of the talent that they're pushing. He's younger than John Cena, which is funny. Like, there's so much talent that they've released that are probably going to go to TNA because that merger can cause them to show up if they need to. Like
Yeah,
Cora Jade, I believe she's going to go to TNA. I wouldn't be surprised if Dakota Kai went there because they're all talking about planning on. They're like after their 90 days are up, they are probably already signed to something, but or going to be signed to something. They can't compete, but they can get signed. NXT people is 30 days. Oh, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. The one real tag team. No hate to other tag teams. The one real female tag team in the division that was killing it before they lost their belts was killing it even after are gone. You like the beginning of this year, a lot of people were released after Rumble, like Sonya
yeah.
Deville and others, and AOP and the
A lot of
OC.
those made
They
sense.
made sense because they weren't being used. These people who have been released recently, like Braun Strowman, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade, were all used in the span of like 2 to 3 months during Mania and after Mania. You had Gigi and
Hmm
Tatum in the biggest title picture of their lives. Now that can't even happen. I swear to
Yeah,
God, because Tatum is still here, she better get a fucking title
she
on
better.
NXT. She better at least
I'll
get the
lose
North
it.
American because that's not like that's insane to do that shit and then oh yeah, we're gonna put them in the title picture, not give it to them, and guess what? This is why Gigi's gone.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart. It's heartbreaking because these people. Eddie Thorpe. He
Yes.
just beat Trick Williams at Stand and was it Trick Williams?
I don't think he beat him, but
He won at Stand and Deliver. Yeah, he won, right?
no, it wasn't Stand Deliver. It was the PLE before that.
Okay, he
But
won. He just beat Trick at something, and
no, he didn't beat Trick. He lost to Trick, but it was still an incredible match.
okay, where did he win at? Because he was still over.
Well, yeah, no. So he won against Trick first. No. I think Trick won against him. Then he won against Trick, and then he lost against Trick. So it was like a three. It was like a
But
three
like in a
matches
way,
they had.
he had so much potential and he was definitely going places. And it's not even
Yeah.
that, the audacity that like that's also Dakota Kai's man. So releasing her and him at the same time,
Wait, he is?
yeah, that's Dakota Kai's
Oh,
like
I didn't know
I
that.
think they're engaged, but like I think they're getting married soon after this too. But like yeah, it doesn't make any sense. The talent that you released, even though like you barely even that's why Julia and Roxanne have been showing up because it's not Cora. They split her and Cora up for Julia. No hate to Julia, but it's like, what's with that dynamic of her and Roxanne? And then Cora has been eyeing up that NXT Women's Championship for so fucking long that it doesn't even matter anymore. She didn't even get a belt before she was
She didn't
gone.
even get to do her feud with Roxanne that everyone wanted,
Yeah,
bro.
everybody wanted that. Like that could have been a great like fucking spring or summer whatever their summer PLE. It could have been anything. It's just they don't and then like metaphor. The reason they broke up is because Ora Mensa and Jakara Jackson are gone.
Yep.
That's the whole
They
point. They
both
weren't
go
just
fuck,
breaking up
bro.
to they weren't just breaking up to do their own thing because Noam Dar is the Heritage Cup champion. They weren't just breaking up so Lash Legend could be with Jakara. No, they just wanted to completely split them up. So I don't even know what Lash Legend's going to do. She's probably going to do a singles run and
Yeah.
it's so many like names that make no sense because they were literally just on TV. I can understand with like Shayna Baszler. She hasn't been on TV since the Rumble. She's gone. That makes a little bit sense. But there's
Yes.
also and people listen. I get it. These releases suck, but don't sit there and say that someone should have been released and replacement. Don't say that LA Knight should
Oh
be
yeah,
released
no.
because you don't
Don't say
like him.
that.
Don't say that Nikita Lyons needs to be released just because she's not on TV. She's going to evolve to put over some people, which I respect her for that. Don't just say that these people need to be released just because you don't like them and you like this other person more. There's definitely
True.
reasons. These reasons fucking suck. But don't say that people need to get gone just because you lost that person. I'm upset that these people are released. Don't hope for more releases. Like, oh, Logan
Yeah.
Paul's a whole different fucking story. Don't even compare to that. That's a whole different story. He's part time. He's making probably less than what he usually they
Well, it
make.
doesn't matter what the story is. Just don't wish for people to be
No, don't wish
released.
for other people to be released. It's like, oh, I hate him. He needs to be gone. It's like, well, he's gonna go somewhere else and probably do better. It's like, yeah, don't wish for people to be gone just because you lost someone. It hurts. It sucks. Um, but yeah, that's could have had a
Yeah.
potential Braun Strowman another Jacob Fatu feud. Like, come on, there's so many things that he was there for, and then apparently the rumor came out that like he was being paid more than he should have. Okay, then negotiate a lower payment. Then don't just fire the dude. Obviously, he's
Yeah.
going to retire. I think he's done. But
Probably. I don't see him going anywhere after
there's like
this.
negotiations. And I don't understand how like NXT got pulled in because like I didn't know TKO. I get it's because NXT is a brand of WWE that TKO had that bit of because like this what people were blaming Triple H a lot, and I was too because I was angry. These releases aren't a new thing. These have been happening under Vince. These have been happening beforehand. They just started becoming public during like pandemic because there's more articles and publicists and insiders. Before when people got released, we didn't know. I still don't remember Carmella getting released. I don't remember her being on a list because I don't think they said anything. I could be wrong, but there's releases that have happened that they never used to tell us. Now we got people on the inside who tell us now, like Fightful Wrestling or Wrestle Ops or whatever. They get all that information now. We used to not get that. So like people getting released is not a new thing. These releases unfortunately are shocking because these are people we enjoy and who were on TV for a while, and that these are also people they just brought back. They just brought back Braun Strowman a year ago. They just brought back Gigi a couple months ago, and Shotzi, who's been off TV.
Hmm.
Shayna Baszler, I mean not Shayna, Sonya Deville showed up on Rumble and then was released the next day. That one made sense because she wasn't being used, but like these names were in title pictures. They were popping off. They were over with the crowd, and now everything's just changed.
Yeah. The one that I hate the most is just Eddie Thorpe because he was doing so good. like literally every single match he was having, I was loving Eddie Thorpe. I loved Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, dude, WWE in the span of this year, 2025, after the Rumble, they released Baron Corbin, one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers, and now they've released Eddie Thorpe, another one of my top 10 favorite wrestlers. I'm losing it, bro. If they release Tatum, I'm
The
crashing
worst
out.
part
I'm
about
crashing the
this
fuck out.
is these superstars are exposing a lot of shit. Like telling them because
Yeah.
Dave Meltzer came out with shit and was like, "Well, they got released because they probably weren't doing enough work." And then like you got Gigi and Cora both saying, clapping back at him, saying like, "We worked our asses off every day of the week. Y'all just didn't put us on TV." It's like they're exposing shit. They even found out like just so much shit was like being lied
More
about.
bad PR.
Yeah, more bad PR. It's like everything's going well with their PLEs and their shows, but behind the scenes, it's not doing well. And speaking of that, Alberto Del Rio,
Oh boy.
or El Patron, or whatever is fucking. So here's the thing, because this is a rumor, but this is also not true. This was confirmed to not be true. People believed because of the acquisition of AAA, which Del Rio is the world champion for right now. They believe that Alberto Del Rio was going to be signed. Now it says that him and a couple of others have been signed, but that's the acquisition of the company. That means that
Yeah.
they signed his contract that's going to allow him to keep competing on AAA programs. He's not
Yeah,
coming
all of
into the
them need to do that.
WWE. If I know Triple H is smart and knows that that's a lot of controversy, there's no way in hell they're going to bring him into the WWE. He's world champion in AAA. I'm not saying I can't
Yeah.
tell how long that's going to last, but he's over there. They're doing their own shit on their own show or whatever. That's they're in complete control over. I'm pretty sure still. I just think
Mhm.
WWE owns it. They're still in complete control, just the same way TNA is. Because well, TNA will probably eventually be bought by WWE in the future, but they'll
Yeah.
probably still have control. But the same with UFC. It still has its own thing. It's not TKO is not WWE is still in control. TKO is not forcing him to do shit. But I think he's going to stay over there, so nobody needs to fucking worry. And even if Paige does come back, which people think's going to happen because she's been posting a lot of cryptid shit on her posts of like reposting matches with Natalia, and they're like, "Let's run it back." I'm like, "Oh shit." But Paige is, I don't know, she can't really wrestle anymore. No hate to her, but this doesn't mean Del Rio's going to come over here. We know his past. He's a sick human being. There's probably something that they don't, I guess, either I can't say that they don't show their criminal background over at AAA, or maybe they just don't care. Maybe they know how to separate that, but still, he has a really bad criminal past, so like I don't think he would show up in the WWE. So nobody needs to like, fucking worry about that.
Yeah, also, I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but I'm pretty sure I saw something somewhere where the way it works is when something like WWE gets an acquisition of another wrestling company, every member of the company actually has to sign a new contract. That's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's just a new contract. It's like that means that Del Rio will get to keep his title over there. He's going to keep it over there, and he's not going to come over there.
Yeah.
That doesn't is
So,
AAA signing AAA does not require you to come over. We could see AAA people come into the WWE maybe at some
yeah.
point, maybe like come over
Probably
there
the
just to
King of.
wrestle. It wouldn't hurt,
Well,
but
I
like
mean,
I
we're
feel like
having a Worlds Collide PLE, so.
yeah. So like, but it doesn't necessarily mean Del Rio would show up. He could probably even
Exactly.
decline. But I feel like they've
Yeah.
talked and we're like, well, this guy's got this and that, and then they're probably like, well, Del Rio, we can't bring you over here. And it's also like the Del Rio name is a trademark of WWE. Maybe he doesn't want to go by that because he's Alberto El Patron or whatever over in AAA. But there's no reason to bring him over. They're not going to do that. I don't think that they will. And if they do, well, it doesn't look good for them because he has a bad criminal record. And I get it. The charges were like not dropped, but like they were like the case was dropped or something. That doesn't mean the man was not, you know, he was figured out to be. There's evidence there. There's really bad evidence there, but he's not going to come over.
Yeah.
But um, that's all I really had to say about that. But the releases, man, they're gonna do so
They
much.
hurt.
They're gonna do great. If Cora goes to TNA, she's gonna do great. If anyone goes anywhere, I don't know where anyone's going. I don't even know where Isla Dawn's supposed to go. I think her 90 days are almost up. She's going somewhere. She's like doing little things on her Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if these people are going to meet up somewhere, but they're working on stuff like already like cuz Cora and Gigi NXT women or NXT release stars, they have a 30-day no compete clause, so they don't even have to wait long. But main roster stars have to wait 3 months, which sucks. That's why, because now I'm understanding why some people have left WWE in their name, is because they can't get signed. They cannot be signed to anything or compete, so they keep that shit there. But also, I think they forget because Elias still fucking has it. And even though he's merging with WWE and TNA, that doesn't mean shit. You're not Elias anymore. But maybe it's the management's fault. Other, um, but yeah, they just can't compete for another 90 days. So they may show up somewhere. People keep pushing for AEW. Dude, it's not the same fucking. It's not the only company in the world. Um, but we'll see where they go. They may go to TNA since they can technically still be a part of the WWE because that's their home. But,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I think the most shocking release to me is just Braun Strowman because they were using him every week, but
mhm.
and he's putting over talent, but whatever, you know. I guess it's over now. I guess we just kind of got to move on.
You technically do have to. It sucks. We're definitely going to see them other places, and if they are on in TNA, then you're going to see your NXT girls or guys show back up on WWE at some point. So maybe
Yeah,
it's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing and a good thing.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
your boy.
I want to talk.
Where are you about to go into? Because I want to say one more thing
Uh,
about wrestling before we go into what I think you're going to go to.
no. I have another wrestling thing
Okay,
as
go ahead.
well. But-
Well, I was going to say your boy Grande is a champion.
Oh
Your
yeah.
boy Chad get. Oh God, something's in my throat. Ooh.
Oh my
Your
god.
boy
How
Grande
dare
Americano Gable
you?
is in Speed Champion.
Yeah,
Um,
the most useless champion in the WWE that doesn't even mean anything because I don't even talk about it on the actual shows, and it's technically not even
no,
canon
because
because I
Speed is
don't
not
even
even
show it,
televised. Speed is not even televised, and that's their one way to
and they
give.
don't even talk about it on
That's
television.
crazy,
Like I
man.
literally forget it exists
After
every
all
single
those
week.
main roster titles to give Chad Gable, they can't even. It's crazy,
Yeah,
isn't it? For
I
Chad
literally
Gable.
forget it exists
Oh yeah, and
every
let's not
week.
even talk about that. There was a segment. There was a segment on Raw where Pierce called Gable Americano, and he reacted as if he was being talked to. You want to explain that, Krodok? You want to explain why Gable would react
Yeah,
like that?
sure. I'll explain it.
Uh huh. I want to hear
It's
exactly what
simple.
you got to
Have you
say.
never heard someone call you something and be like, "What the fuck?"
No,
You know?
no, that's not the way
That's
he
what he was like.
reacted.
He didn't
No,
no. He didn't think that he was calling him that. He was like, "Why the
no,
fuck would you
he
call
did.
me that?" That's
Yes,
what
he
happened.
did.
No, he did not.
Oh
Okay,
my
watch that back.
god.
He was like, "What?" You know, like that's just how
No,
it
he
was.
didn't. He
Yes,
reacted
he
as if it
did.
was being
Yes,
summoned.
he did.
That's
Oh
not what
my
happened.
god, do not do
That's not
this.
what happened.
You are genuinely insane. You are
I'm smart.
insane.
Even the crowd was like, "Oh, like he got caught." That is not.
He did
No, I'm
not
not
get caught with
insane,
shit because it's not Chad Gable. Everybody
bro.
thinks it's Chad Gable. I promise you. Mark my words. I
See,
bet
listen.
my
This is
left
why.
nut that at the end of the
Jesus
day,
fuck.
whenever a Grande Americano is revealed, that it will not be Chad
I'll prove
Gable.
you
It'll
wrong
be
when that
someone
happens. They could have done
else.
it at Mania, but wow, they just had to edge us with their shit. Listen,
Well, it's because Rey
this is
Mysterio wasn't the one
why.
to do it.
This is why Adam Pierce is better because even he fucking knows. This is
Oh, so
why.
now you're on Adam Pearce's
Yeah,
side?
yeah, I
You
am.
hypocritical bastard!
Yeah, I'm hypocritical. I'm on his side because even he fucking sees it. Even he sees it. Him, Penta, and Ray, but all three see it. Even fucking Michael Cole, the GOAT, sees that it's Chad Gable. And you still refuse. All those four people, and you still refuse to
You're
back
damn
down.
right I refuse them, because every single one of those people have been wrong before. So why can't they be wrong again?
Because Michael Cole's
And
the
they have no
GOAT.
proof. They
Michael
have
Cole's the
no
GOAT and he's never wrong.
proof.
Adam Pierce is also going to be the GOAT and he's better than Nick Aldis now because he even sees the vision. He sees just
What
like
the fuck?
me. He knows what I'm
You're
thinking and what the
fickle.
fans are
You're
thinking.
fickle. You're
Nope,
fickle.
I'm fucking right. That's what it is. And you're going to be proven wrong one day. I bet you SummerSlam is going to be Rey Mysterio versus Americano and he's going to be turned out to be Chad fucking Gable. And I can't wait to prove you all wrong.
I can't wait to prove you wrong, because you're gonna
We
be
we
wrong.
shall see, buddy. We shall see. GTA 6.
Wait.
Holy shit. No. Actually, yeah, I'll let you continue your wrestling. We'll throw out the
Okay.
end.
just one last thing. Crown Jewels in Perth. Sorry, Perth, for getting a filler show. I feel bad for you, but yeah.
Well, I
All right,
mean,
that's all.
weren't they? Did they? Were they at Elimination Chamber this year? No, they were in Canada.
Yeah,
Okay. I
Perth
mean
is
that
getting
is.
a filler show this year. It sucks. Sorry, Perth.
Oh yeah, it's not even that, and also we're not Clash in Paris. Like they're not even going to. There's no UK PLEs this year. They're going to Clash in Paris. I forgot all about that. That's happening.
Yeah,
Um, Again, we have no French superstars to cheer for, but Paris is one of my favorite crowds. So
it's. I
or
mean, Lyon,
France,
France for
but
Backlash last year is the best crowd of all time. It's
of
not even
course,
close.
yes.
So
But Perth was going to be a great crowd anyway. Perth has always been great. So
yeah,
it's a filler show, but it's the first time that you ever seen a crown jewel not in Saudi. But that's because they'll be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble next year.
yeah.
A lot of
I
people
just
were
feel bad for
scratching their
Perth.
heads at that, but it's like the only real I don't think I really think is that people really scratch their heads is because of the women the way they have to dress. I think that's the only reason that people have a problem with it.
Yeah, and they also. I mean, they've been getting better at cheering the women, though.
It's I mean,
Thankfully.
it's like it's no hate to them for their beliefs. I'm never going to hate a man or hate
Yeah.
a religion for belief. I get it. Some people think that it's degrading to women. I understand that, but it's one PLE. Okay, yeah, I can understand if it was two nights where there were that was happening, but it's one PLE. It is the one I don't get mad when I see Liv Morgan come out in a jumpsuit and not her usual
Yeah, I don't get mad either.
half naked attire. I don't get mad at that. They
Yeah.
also managed to make their outfits look badass.
True.
Like for some people, honestly, you have to be thankful here. And again, if anyone from Saudi Arabia is watching, this is no hate. But for people in the American crowds or anything, you need to also be thankful that they can at least like show their face. I'm not trying to be controversial here, but there are laws in Saudi Arabia they can't show their body or even their face. That's
Mhm.
the law, that's the
Yeah.
beliefs. So at least they're allowing the women to show their face while wrestling, even though it's against their beliefs and their culture. That's no hate. I'm just explaining their culture and their beliefs. That's how it is. In America and anywhere else it's different, but at least they're
Mhm.
allowing that. That's the thing. And they're allowing the women to wrestle there. They can't even do women's sports there. So it's like there's
Yeah.
something in that contract with Saudi that is like, hey, you have to let us do this. We can't have our women wrestling in this. You know, it's like, but there's
Yeah.
leniency, so they have to agree if they want to have their shows over there. But I
Mhm.
think Royal Rumble could still cook even though they're in Saudi.
Yeah, I agree. I
No
feel
more
bad for Perth
gatekeeping.
that they're getting a PLE that means nothing.
Yeah, crown
So
jewels haven't been. Yeah, and then also the crown jewel. So wait, is the crown jewel championship even going to mean a damn thing? They're
I
not
don't
going to be
know.
in Saudi, so they're probably not even going to do that this year. I'm not even kidding you.
Hopefully it gets. I hope it just they're just
Because
forget
it's not the
about that
crown jewel
like it never
championship; it's the
happens.
Saudi Arabian championship. That's
Yeah, I hope
where
they just act like it never happens. You know.
yeah, they're going to. If it's not going to be there this year, then there's no reason to do that belt. But
Yeah, just act like
um,
it never happened. Act like erase it from history.
but if you want to go ahead and get into the other, I think you got any
Yeah.
more?
Ha 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 ha! Fuck you! Fuck you! GTA 6 delayed. Ha ha!
Wow. I hope Penta beats Dom. Anyways, so no, not really, but so yeah, I even explained in the video that probably just went up as I'm
Ugh.
speaking, but yeah, GTA 6 was delayed. The for the context, he and I had like it wasn't really heated, but it was like we had disagreements over like GTA 6 being delayed,
We
coming out on
do.
time. He was right, but regardless, he doesn't really he doesn't really like hope that my world burns because this shit's
No.
delayed, but he was right. It's it feels good when he's right to himself. Anyway,
Yeah. Plus, also, it's a great thing because now Silksong has a chance.
Silksong has
Come
a
on,
chance.
Silksong.
Exactly. That
Win
I
Game of the
did
Year.
I did mention it's a good thing. It's also a good thing because it's only 6 months delayed. It's not delayed to fall of 2026. They don't have to wait a whole another almost 2 years. It's still a year, but it's late May of 2026. May 26th to be exact. Every kid by that time or adult, college or high school, they're graduating, they're getting on to summer break. The sales are gonna fucking fly, for the summer of that game. Fuck summer break. Fuck going to the beach, bro. We're gonna be playing GTA 6 in the summer, bro. Like it's going to be amazing. The trailer came out. I did a discussion video on it. Um it showed more. It gives them more time to polish it, and also to me, I feel like this is their plan. This is PR. They know all these games are coming out this year, and whatever comes out next year, they're gonna take the fucking spotlight, and they may take Game of the Year, regardless if I give a shit or not. It's gonna be their year. If they're releasing it in the summer, that whole year is gonna be grabbed by the balls by GTA. That whole summer, bro. That whole year, like
Yeah.
everything that's coming out this year, you're gonna have your spotlight. So, and
Yeah.
also because there was also the tariff shit still going on. There's some game development that pulled out in delays. They may not anymore. But there's just a lot of going on this year. They're probably like trying to free up a spot, and we're like, let's push it back a little bit, give us more time to work on it. And now we have an official release date. So, regardless, it sucks, but it is some hope that it's going to look better by the time it releases. So,
Yeah, and anyone who's upset about the delay, don't be upset. I think it's a good thing for games to get delayed. I know a lot of people don't like when things are delayed in movies or games, but honestly, I actually got into a heated conversation with this about this with someone yesterday. But I think delays are an amazing thing. I want things to take as long as they need to. I want things to take 10 years if they need to, as long as it's
he's
good. Listen, if it comes out and it's bad, then shit on the how long it took all you want, but just wait for it to come out first, and I think it should take as long as it
and
needs to.
yeah, and also for a company who barely has any misses, and we're not talking about online. I get it, online has misses. That's because it's the same game with just updates and added content, and some of the content's bullshit because you know how the money system is on online. No,
Yeah.
we're talking about story mode. With a game that barely has any misses, I get it. Chinatown Wars wasn't great. GTA 1 and 2, like those were top down anyway. Who gives it? With a lot of hit and misses, it doesn't even have. It has barely any misses. Red Dead Redemption 2, phenomenal. Red Dead 1. Any other projects like small shit like Midnight Club, these games were great. They barely have any misses. So, and also people keep you guys. I don't see how people are still on the trauma of what happened at Cyberpunk's launch. That's not going to happen to every game studio who does an open world game. Just because
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's release doesn't mean this is Rockstar Games. CD Projekt Red is a great company. They have Witcher, but Cyberpunk just didn't release well. It's doing better now, and people are recommending me to play it or telling me that it's better. I've seen gameplay. It is better. GTA on release, a game can have bugs or glitches. It's not going to have game breaking glitches like Cyberpunk had. This is Rockstar Games. And I'm tired of the woke crowd saying shit. Dude, we've had female led games the last 20 fucking years, dude. We have had Tomb
Yeah.
Raider. We've
Even
had
longer.
so many
Yeah.
fuck longer than that. We have not Metal Gear. Metroid is a woman in a suit
Hmm.
fighting aliens and shit. We've had this for so long, bro. That y'all don't even know the definition of woke anymore. Y'all's definition of woke is just an excuse to be sexist and racist. And that
Yeah.
is a fucking fact. At this point, y'all don't even know what it means. If you have a lead black character, or sorry, lead black character, it's woke. If it's a female led character, it's woke. We had fucking Franklin in GTA 5. Nobody complained about a black character being the lead. And because it's a I get it, GTA is the male, controlled world, and having this is the first female led character. I can't wait to be a badass Latina. I don't give two shits. I can't wait to be a badass Latina killing
Damn right.
motherfuckers. My gangster's coming out. I can't wait to kill motherfuckers with Lucia, bro, and even Jason. Like this is gonna be it's gonna be a Bonnie and Clyde like story. I already know it. It's like two criminals, lovers, man. It's probably gonna be a dark story. Um, the darkest one is probably GTA 4 for me, but like if it's a dark story, I'm gonna be enjoying it. I don't give a shit. I'm pre-ordering it when that bitch goes live. Fucking hyped up, and I'm also heated at the damn woke crowd, but that shit goes live in pre-order, and I'm streaming that damn shit here day one on fucking stream on this channel. Like I don't care, dude.
Hell yeah.
Y'all don't understand, like, this game, like, most of the haters anyway are rage baiting and shit, and like, oh, it looks like GTA 5. Well, you're fucking blind. It looks like there's nothing improved. I'm like, well, yeah, I know we haven't seen gameplay, but just give it a fucking minute. That's how this is how they market. I'm pretty telling you, the rest of this year, they're probably going to give us some marketing up until the release date. That's how they work. So I think it's going to be great.
True. I
Oh,
watched the trailer, and I'm be honest, I'm a huge GTA hater, but that trailer actually made me really interested in the story of GTA
doesn't it look
6.
real, dude? Like, it's
Dude,
getting to the
it looks
point.
good.
I don't know what else people want. Look at what looks like GTA
I
5.
love a romance story, so it really hooked me.
But it's like, oh, it looks like GTA 5. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of sex in that damn. There's gonna be a lot of moments where there's like, press A to have no, like, it's just like there's so many. Like, I get it, it's not gameplay. There's moments in that cutscene where it looks like it's about to go into gameplay. We're probably gonna get gameplay soon. We kind of saw gameplay in the leaks and shit the last couple of years, but the fact that, like, this is how they marketed it in the beginning with, like, GTA 5, they gave us story trailers, they gave us cinematic trailers. They're marketing the exact same way that they do all their games. They did this with Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 up until release had like 8 different trailers and like 5 of them were cinematic. This is Rockstar Games. I get it. The development teams, the creative teams have changed over the years, but they still know what they're doing, obviously. And they're like, oh, it's not going to be as comedic as the last game and not going to be too edgy. Okay, they're maturing with their audience, for one thing. Two, I'm pretty sure they're still going to be somewhat offensive, but if you need everything to be offensive in the game, then there's something wrong with you. There's still going to be edgy jokes. There's still going to be some offensiveness, but not too much. This is obviously going to be probably a darker story since it's two criminals who have to do whatever to, like, survive. It's going to be like GTA 4. Like, GTA 4 was serious, but it also had some funny moments. It's like y'all expect way too damn much. Y'all thinking they're gonna throw black jokes or jokes about the gays. Like, it's not the same anymore. It's still gonna be a great game just because you don't have penis jokes every 5 minutes. It's like, chill out. Y'all are just trying to take this game down. It's gonna be great, and it's gonna fucking have probably billions of sales by the end of 2026. That's all I have to say about GTA 6. I'm hyped for it still.
Yeah.
So
I'm just happy that Silksong can win Game of the Year in 2025.
it
Let's
has a
fucking go.
chance. It has a chance.
Wait, what else came out in 2025?
I know that I mean, I said the Mafia game, but I don't really see that having a shot. But
No.
um, there's a lot. I can't remember. Oh, Ghost of Yotei, it comes out. Doom: The Dark Ages comes out next week.
Oh, Elden Ring Night Ring comes out
Elden
this
Ring,
month.
Night
That's
Ring.
gonna win.
If that wins, I
Fuck.
mean, honestly, that's fine.
Fuck.
It can win this year,
No.
but next year,
No.
motherfucker.
No. No, it can't. Silksong needs to win this year.
Man, I honestly, I'll be pushing for that. But next year, motherfucker, GTA is taking the landscape. But
Don't worry, it's definitely winning next year.
but like, yeah, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2. Um, I mean, there's so many games already on like pre-order, like ready to be wishlisted and pre-ordered. If you haven't
Oh yeah.
wishlisted GTA 6, it's ready to be wishlisted on I believe the PS5. I haven't checked the Xbox, but the PS5, it's ready to be wishlisted. So get your asses on that shit.
You think Silksong can be wishlisted? I don't even know.
um they haven't given a release date, so I don't know. It just says
No, I
2025.
honestly I still hope that this Silksong just shadow drops one random day. Like nothing important on the day,
It's
just
just
a
there in the
random
story,
shadow
like, what
drop.
the fuck? Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
there in the store.
I want them to shadow drop it so bad, dude.
They
I don't
might.
know why. I just want them to. I just feel like that's something Team Cherry would do too. They're such fucking memesters, bro. I mean, you saw how they fucking revealed that it's coming out in
Yeah, just they
2025.
snuck it into
Apparently,
the little thing. Yeah, I saw that.
you can wishlist it. Sweet.
Okay, nice, nice.
I'm wishlisting it right now.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Yeah, a lot of good games this year. Definitely, like, yeah, let 6 be the year. I think that, and also 2026 GTA 6. It's fucking rolling off the
yeah.
tongue for me, man. Even though it's not the 6th month, it's the 5th month, but fine by me. Fine by me. It'll be great.
Yeah. I mean, also I'm gonna be getting Night Ring because I'm excited for Night Ring. I'm gonna
Bro's
since
gonna be busy.
I played Elden Ring now, so
Yes,
oh,
you had to
I'm
finish.
a Souls person,
Well,
you
you
know.
finished Elden Ring, you said, so yeah.
Yeah. But before we move on to anything else, I just kind of want to go on a rant about a random topic really
All
quick.
right, I'm ready to hear it.
So there's gonna be spoilers for the ending of all three of these things. So if you haven't finished these and you care, don't listen to it.
Are
I
these
guess I don't
games?
know. No, they're TV shows. So
Oh,
I have a problem. Okay, and this is a real problem. I came across this post. I think it was on Twitter or Reddit or some shit, but it just said that they hate these kinds of endings for shows or anything. And after I saw this, I was like, wait, so do I. These are the worst kind of endings ever. I hate these endings every single time they happen. And what this type of ending is basically it like reverses everything and you go back in time before it happens. I hate those endings. Where it like reverses everything. You know, like you get to the ending and it's like it would be better if none of this even happened in the first place, and then just goes back to the start of like the show or the movie, and I'm like, I hate that shit. That's stupid. What? No. Like, or just like erases all the events from history. I hate that ending. It's the worst type of ending. It literally like trivializes the entire show. Like, what's the point of the fucking ending if you're just gonna make sure nothing even happened in the first place? Why? There's no point. It just feels like a waste of time. Like, I'm sorry, I watched Ninjago season 6 Skybound, and I was like, dude, I love this shit. Oh no, Nia's gonna die at the end. But what's this? Jay's like, oh no, I wish for everything that none of this ever happened and we all forget about it. What? This is stupid! No! It just completely erased it from history. What's even the point then? Sure, Jay and Nia remember, but nobody else remembers. Like, why is this even a thing? It's dumb. But I can't. And then they did it with the Trolls Hunters series. Like, what? No, why? I love that series, and then they just like, oh yeah, none of this happened. So what's the point of him even being the chosen one? And it makes no sense. And then they did it for Umbrella Academy too, but the whole point of Umbrella Academy was for them to go against their fate of having to die, because the fate is like the world has to be ruined and they all have to die, but the whole thing is like they're trying to go against that fate. So by making the ending them not existing in the first place, you completely removed the point of the entire show.
Jesus.
Did I cut out for a lot of that?
No, you stayed crisp the whole time, surprisingly.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sweet. That was the plan. You gotta hear everything.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, I
I
hate
feel
those
you
types
on
of
that.
endings.
There's none of those shows that I had to worry about being spoiled about, but I feel you on that kind of thing. But
Yeah. Oh.
amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is I am RedBeard. Join with me, my co-host, and my opponent, Krodok. Today, we are going to be predicting the match card for Backlash 2025 to see who becomes the new Predictions World Champion. And this time, hopefully, we can have a real champion, because the last time it was vacant because I made a dumbass decision choosing Charlotte. But there's no one to blame here. But I guess we can go over the rules again. I have them pulled up as well. Once again, the predictions championship rules. You can only predict the winning team or person of a match. You can't win a prediction by guessing a DQ or a cash in. If the match ends in a DQ, it does not give points to anyone. And if the champion draws to the challenger, the champion retains. Now, some of these rules don't pertain since we do not have a champion, but we cannot gain a point on a DQ. And hopefully, there are no DQs in this damn PLE, but I don't think there will be. But we can go ahead and get into it. Welcome to the PLE predictions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here to predict Backlash 2025 coming up this Saturday. We have a stacked I mean, it's not really stacked, but these are good matches. I believe so, but I don't know the lineup to what, like, we knew the lineup on Mania, but we don't even
I've
know.
predicted the lineup.
You
I'm pretty
predict
positive.
I feel like it's going to open up with Gunther and and
I think it
Pat,
opens up with Dom and Penta.
Dom and Penta. Well, I guess we can start off with that one, Dom and Penta. We can
Yes.
talk about this one because our we're already locked in as well. We locked in. I believe I locked in like Tuesday. He locked in after Raw. Because I don't
Yeah.
think any more matches are going to be
No,
announced this Friday. I think we're good. There's
probably not.
nothing else I can think of.
But
So
I'll start it off since I am the Dom fanboy.
yeah. So
I
Dom v
think
Penta.
Dom retains. Obviously, my boy Dom ain't losing his title yet. My boy Dom ain't losing his title yet because he is the GOAT, the one, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best intercontinental champion ever, the best luchador ever, and he will beat Penta. Cero miedo, more like stupido.
Oh yeah, man. No, yeah. For me, yeah, Dominic is also the choice. Locking that in. Dom hasn't been champion that long, and for Penta to be eyeing up this title, I like this, and they get to get him on the PLE for both of them. But it's way too early for this to happen. Way too early for this to just go to Penta. Obviously, the Judgment Day are slowly becoming face. You got to have a belt over there. Yeah, sure, Raquel has the tag belt, but she didn't even have it this week. She didn't even have it on her, holding it or anything because Liv is gone. So you need to at least have one person showing off a belt in that team until at least Liv shows back up. Dominic losing it this early would really suck because it's like there's so much that he has to bring to the table right now, and he is probably the best choice because I see him at least having a long run, at least to SummerSlam. But he could go past more, and I think him losing just like that, Penta's not ready, man. Penta is probably has been champions everywhere else, but there's more to this. I believe my answer would be Dom as well.
Damn right it is.
Damn right, man. We're
Damn
gonna
right.
fly through these because this is that was already an
Yeah,
easy. Most of these are like predictable as well, so it's like, but
true.
um, I would then assume after that match maybe it's Gunther and Pat because you know they're gonna break that shit up because you have three other like tag matches, so I feel like they would
I
probably
don't know.
break it
I
up.
think they're gonna have it in the middle of the show, but
Okay, well then I guess we can go to either um
I'm
the
thinking they would do Jacob and the four fatal four way probably next,
like right after.
or before John and Randy. I don't
All
know
right,
which, but
so Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. A stacked
yeah,
fucking cast of characters, man. These guys all have history. It's been insane. Jacob Fatu is a menace. All of these guys. This is also leading into like the Drew and Damian feud from Mania, which should have ended, but they
yeah,
all got their eyes on this title. LA Knight has had his eyes on this title for so many. You would think he would want to go something else, but no, this title has made him, and like, yeah, he loves this title a lot, so he's going to
he
try to get
loves
it
the
back.
U.S.
I mean, but
He's LA Knight.
there you go. He's LA Knight, and yeah, this is probably going to be one of my. I could see like this is probably one of my like favorite matches because all of these guys work well
Yeah,
together. They all have history. Jacob is insane with how he works with all of them. So
true.
I already, but I can tell that Jacob's going to retain. I'm locking that in because
Yeah, same.
he just won at Mania. It's another kind of thing where like most of the guys here just won at Mania. There's no
True.
real reason to drop it right there. There's also going to lead to possibly a solo Sokoa feud with Jacob one day.
Hmm.
All these dudes are going to probably do stellar. I see Solo getting involved in some way because he did get involved this past Friday. We didn't bring that up, but he did get involved in that segment this past Friday.
Yeah.
And he got his ass whooped by everybody except for Jacob. But yeah, he got his ass whooped. Definitely something's gonna happen, and possibly like Solo is gonna lead to like tension with Solo and Jacob. But I don't think Jacob's gonna lose it. People obviously
Yeah,
enjoy
no.
Jacob as the champion right now that he is, there's no reason to drop it. That's my
Yeah,
pick.
Backlash is one of those easily, like, very predictable PLEs most of the time.
Yeah,
Because it's like, no, they're not gonna. Because most of the time it's people's first offenses at Backlash. and you're
Right.
not gonna have a champion like lose their first defense. So yeah, I agree. Jacob retains here, and also I don't really have an issue with this match, but I've like seen Jacob versus like all these guys before, kinda, and I know it'll be a good match. I'm just not like, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
it'd be a good match. It just definitely like you said, it is predictable because these guys just won. So it's like
Hmm.
they have already kind of squashed their beef, but like there's gonna be people. It's pretty much going to be like Damien's going to focus on Drew, and Drew. If something happens every time Drew probably goes for the pin, he's going to get fucked over by Damien and Drew, vice versa, and then LA Knight's going to be focusing on Jacob a lot, and then there's probably going to be crazy spots where Jacob hits all of them with some shit. He's going to probably jump off the top rope, and they're all going to be huddled up, and he's going to that spot, the EO
Yeah,
spot is what I call it because she does that shit too, but. I just see that kind of stuff happening, and it's still going to be a great match. These guys are amazing in the ring. Jacob deserves this kind of push that he's getting more PLEs by himself. He doesn't even need anybody. Like by himself,
hmm
he's the center of attention right now, and I'm enjoying this and him becoming a singles competitor. Yes, Solo's still there behind him, but I love that Solo is also there to help him be pushed. Like I love that because Solo is obviously helping behind the scenes
yeah,
being pushed here, and I love that a lot. So yes, both of us have locked in. Jacob Fatu will retain the United States Championship.
damn right.
Um,
I believe then it's gonna be Gunther
Gunther
versus
versus
Pat in the
Pat.
middle of the show.
Gunther, the Bling Canelo versus Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee Show and Monday Night Raw. Uh, Automatic clear. Gunther's gonna beat him to
Yeah,
death.
I in my notes I wrote Gunther kills Pat McAfee. So
I mean, if there's blood, there is blood. I mean, he brought blood to Jimmy. I mean, they could do it again. I
I
wouldn't.
want them
I
to.
couldn't put it past Pat to blade himself. I mean, he
Yeah,
could.
I need him
That's
bleeding.
one thing that I didn't mention. But TNA has taken out bleeding. But
Oh
there's probably
yeah.
reasons because I think I saw that someone was bleeding too much in TNA, and that's why it's taken out. But
Mm,
it's not just because TKO hates TNA, but or no, or TNA hates bleeding. I think there's a reason, but yeah, I think Gunther is definitely going to beat the shit out of him. There's probably going to be announce table spots. There's probably going to be spots that like Pat gets over Gunther. He's probably going to like make people think that he's going to win, and then Gunther's going to hit him back with the sleeper hold probably, and that's the one thing that almost killed Pat on Raw. So it may do it again, and
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if like he got involved with Michael Cole, and then Pat's like, "What the fuck, get off of him!" And then Michael Cole's gonna be there front and center. But Gunther is definitely going to. I know we all love Pat. Some people don't like Pat because he's like kind of annoying on with his voice. I get that sometimes, but I love Pat. Doesn't see the man winning, especially like Gunther losing to him. That kind of is going to ruin the rest of Gunther's run, whatever they're trying to do. So Pat's
Yeah.
won over time before, but you don't want
True.
to do this to Gunther. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then I
The
would
next
assume it's
match.
Becky and Lyra before Cena.
Yeah, yeah. This match I think is the one match that I can make arguments in my head for either one of them winning.
I
This is the
have
one match
so
that I'm
many.
like, I could see Lyra or Becky winning. This is the
So
only match that I think that.
yeah, so Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's intercontinental title.
Yes.
Do you want to lock yours in or lock my? I've whatever, man.
I'll go.
I want to hear your
I
thoughts because
think
I have a lot.
okay, I have a lot too. I think Lyra retains here because I don't think WWE is stupid enough to make someone that's clearly hated, like right now, keep win the title off Becky or off Lyra, who's like barely had. Well, she's actually had it for a good while now, but barely had any defenses. She's like had no feuds. So I don't think WWE's that stupid, but also WWE's been that stupid in the past, and also I could see Becky winning because Bailey interferes or something, or I can see Lyra winning because Bailey interferes or something, or I can just see so many scenarios where they actually, or Becky also wins too, because Becky, it would make Becky like the first four horsewomen to win a mid card women's title, and it could possibly set her up to be the first Grand Slam champion. I could see WWE trying to do that, so I don't know, man. I'm just
I
all over the
also
place.
see that.
I say Lyra.
Yes, because I also like love your topics because like the topic of like, oh yeah, WWE won't be stupid because they weren't stupid with Tiffany. I mean, Tiffany and Charlotte. Now Charlotte was a whole different story on this one. because there was
Yep.
actual backstage heat between her and Tiffany. I don't think there's actual backstage heat between Lyra and Becky. I cannot say the same for Bailey because there's reports swarming around that like Becky pitched the idea, but then again, it was also WWE that pitched the idea of her like taking Bailey off the card. But Bailey's interview with Chris Van Vliet, I almost said Steve, what the hell? Chris Van Vliet made it clear that it wasn't like intended, and like I get that was before Mania, but I felt like she knew it was coming or some shit. I just like I don't know if there's something definitely planned for Bailey. Like, yeah, her returning at some backlash is definitely going to happen, but this is the first thing that's different between us. I think Becky's gonna win. And I
Okay.
have played at first before I locked in my shit, before the match was announced, or no, yeah, before I locked in my shit, like I thought in my head of the many scenarios that Lyra could win and what could set up for potential things. But with Becky winning, it sets up a lot of shit. Because what I
Mhm.
know with Becky recently, if she wins a belt, she doesn't have it for that long and she does it to put over people. Regardless if Becky beats Lyra, there's no shot that she couldn't still be over because fans could be outraged and be behind Lyra still if she loses.
Sure.
Because they've done this kind of angle before where she's over and she loses, but she still gets better title opportunities. I could see her feuding with Io in the future. Like still probably
Oh, that'd be
facing for this
so good.
title, but I could still see her going up a bit higher if she wanted to, but also continuing this feud. Maybe she gets it back at SummerSlam, or we get that Bailey versus Becky match at Evolution, because that's going to happen because Evolution was where the women became more recognized as superstars and wrestlers and not just eye candy divas. I would want it to be a SummerSlam match, but Evolution works because it's a women PLE only, and that would be just such a great match to have it there. That she's like IC title there, she loses it, and then either we get Becky versus Bailey at SummerSlam, or we get Becky versus or Bailey versus Lyra finally at SummerSlam, because they were kind of hinting towards that at one point. So there's
Yeah.
something here because if Bailey is still signed with the WWE, there's something they have planned for her. There's no way she's
Sure.
just on the sidelines and they have nothing for her. There is something planned here in some ways. I believe that interview with Chris was real, and I have a feeling that there was some shoot moments in that because Bailey loves where she's at. Bailey is phenomenal. She gets these opportunities that are. I know she hasn't gotten much in a while. I know she, won at Mania 40 and Royal Rumble. So this year is like different for her. She's not the big star like she was last year, but I don't see them not giving her something. So I either, if Becky wins, which is my pick, I'm locking that in, that could lead to her versus Bailey for the IC title like an Evolution main event because it's going to be women focused, so that's got to at least be a main event or Tiffany, but one of those matches. And then if Becky were to lose at Evolution because she's probably held it on for long enough, she doesn't need it that much. Bailey finally has another title, and then that leads to possibly Lyra versus Bailey again or Lyra versus Becky. There's something they're planning here with Evolution being the center. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but it's kind of good that we have two different ones because this one will determine pretty much who gets this belt, the PWC Championship. So I think it's kind of good that
Yeah.
we have two different
Sure.
things, and it's not just I didn't just do this just because, but like I sat on it for so many days before I locked it in, thinking this could be a good angle, and we could get that Becky versus. Because if you think about it, Becky's been talking a lot of shit about Bailey. Becky
Sure.
even Becky even roasted Sasha Banks recently. Did you hear that line she said
Yes,
about
I
you're gonna
yeah.
text your friend for $100 because that whole Mercedes thing she's doing? This
Yeah.
is definitely leading to a Bailey Becky feud. Lyra and Becky is like the line in the sand here. Like this is the start of it. Bailey's gonna come back, and then we're gonna get that match. because there's no way that Triple H is just throwing Bailey away. I see this happening,
Yeah.
and then eventually Becky's dethroned, and then we get Lyra versus Bailey. That could happen. I could be wrong because I was wrong about The Rock and Cena because he's not even fucking a part of it anymore. But I was kind of right about a Randy versus Cena. I think you also mentioned Randy versus Cena, but
Yeah.
we've also mentioned Randy versus
But
Cody. But
I do want to say I think you're so right because I if you think about it, Becky versus Bailey for the IC title would make the title mean so much more than it means right
yeah,
now. That would put the title over more than
two
anything.
halves of the four horsewomen, and like I said, having them fight at Evolution, the one PLE that like made them pop off because that's technically their PLE that was created for Charlotte, Sasha, Bailey, and Becky, and then the rest of the women because they were the four main focuses and everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like female returns like Asuka or like Kyrie Sane. Like there's so much shit that's going to happen at that PLE. That could be the moment where you have because from now, like if she wins at Backlash, you got from now to July. That's kind of enough time for Becky to hold that title. They're not, I don't know if they're going to do a long ass title reign for her, but if you do it from then to SummerSlam, she could get a rematch with Lyra. But I would love to see Becky versus Lyra because that or Bailey versus Lyra. That's kind of what they were hinting at. So this could
Yeah.
hurt one of us in winning this belt. So, but we got to put a belt on one of us. So it's kind of good that I chose
True.
differently because
Yeah.
if we just went all with the same
I
thing,
imagine we have the same for the main event too. So yeah.
yes, the main event is John Cena versus Randy Orton. Regardless that he's on the cover of Backlash, this has got to go to John Cena.
Yeah, definitely John Cena. Like
It's
easily.
it's another one of those instances that he just won at Mania. He's also on the cover of Saturday Night's Main Event. Doesn't fucking matter, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna be here for another.
Oh, I just realized he's gonna be in a filler PLE. Oh, it's not even
Yeah, well,
PLE,
it's kind
but
of good. Yeah, well, yeah, but it's also he's the champion. He's got to show up because Cody even
ugh.
he's got to show up, and also he hasn't done a Saturday Night's Main Event since we brought it back, so it's kind of good to see him there. I don't know what the match would be. Maybe he does face Randy again, but it's yeah. So I'm locked in for Cena. Damn, we're already done,
Same.
but it still
Yeah.
gives us time to talk
But
about a couple more things.
but
Like
I do have one more thing to mention about the Lyra and Becky thing because I
yeah,
forgot to mention it during the Raw segment. But Becky when Becky Lynch was doing her promo, I heard there was like one dude in the crowd chanting Becky Hogan, and dude, I wanted to fucking punch that guy in the face
yes,
so fucking bad. Like, shut the
yeah. I
fuck
heard that.
up.
Yeah, because I remember I made that while back, and you kind of gave me your insight. But I was just really like, it was more so because I was pissed for like what they were doing with Bailey. But over time, I kind of understood like this is something cooking here because they're trying to make people in a way not like Becky, which is good for like the heel turn, but people are like taking it way too far.
Yeah.
It's not no. If it would be Becky, it would be a Hulk Hogan situation. If she wanted the belt and didn't want to drop it to anybody, if she wanted that belt only, no, I still believe that in a way that this is going to be her way of getting Bailey over and putting that belt on Bailey at some point. Like get it off of Lyra. It sucks that Lyra has to lose it to in order to do this, but that gives time for Lyra to possibly be off TV for a little bit because she's
Yeah.
been there every damn week. She's a workhorse. Maybe she can get a break.
True.
But she can go jump in. She could probably go run to damn NXT and do some shit if she wanted to. Like she can do all
Yeah.
she wants. But
Tatum and Lyra, the reunion.
tag team champions. Imagine that.
Yes.
It sucks that Gigi had to
Yes.
go for that shit. But just like there's so much things they're gonna do. If she loses it, it doesn't really hurt her. It actually hopes like, hey, you went toe to toe with your mentor and one of the female greats that's considered to be the female greats right now.
True.
So that could happen, but it'll start setting up Bailey versus Becky. This is not squashing Lyra just because I choose this shit. There's nobody's being Cody's not even squashed. Cody ran his run. He's taking a break. Think of it as a break, people. This is not just
Hmm.
because they're giving the big guys shit. Bailey needs something this year. I would love it if she got that belt on her because her run with the women's championship was kind of small and not as big, and that's they kind of put it on Lyra. I mean Naya. They put it on Naya. So this is probably the best thing she can have, and this is a good title. It's a great title. Again, like we said about the United States Championship, if she goes for this title, doesn't mean she's lesser than what she is. She can have another belt under her name. She's had tag team belts. She's had. I'm pretty sure she's even close to Grand Slam, but I think she would need the women's United States to be Grand Slam. Bailey.
Yeah, yeah. If she
Um,
wins the IC, she needs the US.
yeah, but well, Becky also hasn't either, but I think
Yes,
Becky has a
she would
lot
also
of
need
belt.
it.
It's some, yeah, but either way, I think this would work out. This would be a great match and also a great match at Evolution. It's literally like, hey, it's been so many years since we've done this. Let's run it back, you and me. It's like, I love it. And Bailey has great promo skills. Becky has great promo skills. The last time I believe that Becky and Bailey feuded, Bailey was a heel. Look at the reversals. Like now we
Yeah,
got Becky's the bad guy and Bailey's the good guy. It's like a Randy Orton Cena thing. He's the good guy and then he's the bad guy. So like this could work in so many ways that people are refusing to see because they're like, oh, they're just burying talent for the legends. Like, no, they're not. There's something planned here. And Becky Lynch has matured over time. She's grown up. She's not
yeah,
whining and bitching that she doesn't have this or she wants this. She definitely pitched an idea. They're running with it. They have to marinate us and make us think that she's selfish or something, but she's literally not. You got to think about these kind of things. She's definitely promised or gave an idea that eventually puts Bailey over and Lyra at some point. So they're setting things up.
yeah,
she Lyra's another woman who she's trying to rise in the ranks. This is the way to do it, but Lyra probably has to lose in order to bring that underdog story back for her. Like
yeah.
something's and Lyra's had this belt for a while, so potentially she might lose it to set up for future stuff. So
Yeah, also they're kind of just redoing the thing of Trish and Becky, that feud, because that happened the same way where they lost the titles to Liv and Raquel, and then they started feuding. So we're
yeah,
kind of doing that. But yeah,
yeah,
and that was good. Everyone loved that. So
oh
I
yeah,
could also see Lyra. I also see a world where Lyra loses and then wins it back. So
yeah.
yeah,
This title could jump around a lot because when
yeah,
Becky, which was a weird decision, because Becky lost at Mania when she was facing against Rhea. And then Rhea had to drop that because of Liv's thing, and then Becky won it in the Battle Royal, which was kind of a weird thing because it was like, why not give it to Liv? But Becky was leaving at the time, and I don't necessarily
hmm
think it was, oh, I have to have the belt on me and then I'll lose it because I'm Becky Lynch. But no, I think it kind of helped here where it's like, yeah, all those women. It was a weird kind of angle, like if they wanted to put it on, but Rhea wasn't injured until after Mania anyway, so there was no reason for her to lose to Becky. They still were trying to hope for something. I don't know what they were trying to plan for if she wasn't injured, but yeah, they had that shit ready, and then Becky loses it to Liv. But I think they wanted to make it clear that Liv can beat people in singles competition because it was a still cage match, and then
yeah,
like let Becky have it for a little bit, and then Liv won it, and then Liv made it mean something a little bit more after Rhea did. So like this one is the prime example of like Becky's going to hold it for a little bit, and then it's going to probably go to Bailey, or if she retains, it's going to go to Lyra in SummerSlam. They're setting
yeah,
something up here. They're not trying to hurt each other's careers. They're not trying to put people beneath them. At this point, like at this point, Lyra is being put over by Becky right now. Even if she loses, there's still that like hope, like, oh, she lost. What the fuck? She's my favorite. Well, I want her to win next time. Like that's what it's gonna be like.
hmm
They're hoping for that comeback. Just because you lose one time doesn't mean you're fucked. Like that's not. She's not being jobbed.
yeah. I also want to mention something. This isn't my idea. I saw this watching a Santizap video, but basically, shout out Santizap. He said he had this theory that that Becky wins it, Bailey wins it, and then that Charlotte wins it at some point. And
Mm.
then he had a theory that maybe at WrestleMania, it'll be all three of them fighting for the U.S. Championship to determine the first Grand Slam champion.
Damn, trying to get all three of them back, and you can't have a fourth one, but like Lyra could be that like replacement. since we don't have
Yeah.
Sasha anymore. That would be cool. We just have to figure that out because Charlotte hasn't shown up since she lost at Mania. I don't think they know what they're doing with her. The fact that
Yeah.
she hasn't shown up or said anything, it's like, yeah, she might have gotten really pissed off or something, and she refused to show up because I don't even know if she's going to show up the rest of the year. If she does and it
Yeah.
gets, but if she probably will at Evolution, like before Evolution gets here,
Yeah.
she'll either show up in I don't know if they'll have a Royal Rumble because they could, but the fact that we've already had our women's, they might not have it again. They could do a battle royal, but
True.
it always is cool to see people come out who you wouldn't expect. But I can't put it past them to do two Royal Rumbles because in 2018 we had the regular men's Royal Rumble, and then in Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, or no, yeah, Crown Jewel, they had the greatest Royal Rumble, which was 50 men. So them doing two Royal
I
Rumbles a
thought it was
year,
40.
I think it was 50.
Mm.
I think it was 50 because there were some stars from like NXT. There were some small stars who nobody knew that came out there. Um, but or like for like people who were barely on TV in NXT as well. But if they do that, it really wouldn't hurt because it's a women's thing, and like that's usually the main event or before the main event. I could see the main event with like Tiffany versus someone, or possibly they would probably main event the big title, but.
It is 50.
Evolution could probably be where you get your Julia Io match. Like they can
Oh
they can be there because that's
yeah.
all women. Women of every brand can be there. Not can't say how many matches there will be, but I could see that happening where you get Io versus Julia, and then just imagine Kyrie and Asuka fucking show up at the same time.
Oh
That
God.
right there to me feels like the best moment for Kyrie and Asuka to show back up.
Yeah, dude, that'd be
I because
sick.
like people were like, "Oh, Mania works, SummerSlam," but Evolution, because Asuka, and if you think about it, she could have been considered the four horsewoman if she was there, but she was still a part of the main group of women who were being brought up. So
I mean,
like
longest reigning NXT Women's
yeah,
Champ.
she counts as like not the four horsewoman, but she counts as the main women during that time being brought up. So if she came back at Evolution with Kyrie at the end of that match or something, like holy shit, or they were there to help, but we shall see.
Actually,
That's
if
I think that's the
I'm not
best.
mistaken, Asuka's NXT reign was the longest women's reign in all of the WWE.
I think so.
I
Yeah,
believe. Yeah.
we haven't had a no, we haven't had a long the longest women's champion yet, except for Asuka. Like main roster, I don't even think Becky two belts or even Charlotte. Like, yeah, they didn't get. They have multiple title reigns, but they don't have the longest yet. And I don't know if they're going
True.
to do that at some point, but they may just keep that since Roman already did it. They probably won't do that idea again.
True.
It works for a woman to make someone unstoppable, but like, I'd rather like a winning streak or something. Like, give me Jade Cargill's like undefeated streak, even though she's already lost. But
Yeah. True.
well, those predictions went by quickly, didn't they not?
Yeah, but I am happy that finally, no matter what happens, somebody is gonna be a champion. And then we never have
Oh,
to worry about a tie
yeah,
again.
yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I can't see like any of these other ones. Like I can't see Jacob losing. Can't see
Well, it
Gunther.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
No
it's
matter what,
always
there's gonna be someone's gonna win.
it's good though. I'm glad that I did have a second thought because like having us together, it just would have been vacant again. And we thought of many reasons like, oh yeah, we can wrestle in 2K, and then I was like, we have to record that, and then oh we could dice roll, coin flip, and I was like, we don't want to leave it a chance and luck. But um WrestleMania was already a stacked kind of fucking PLE, so like that obviously was going to be handled weirdly, and then Royal Rumble even before, like we were doing stuff beforehand, like Elimination Chamber we didn't start it till after that, but we had the championship still going, but nobody had it from like last year to now. So hopefully, and this will go up the Saturday of Backlash, but it's
Yeah.
probably going to go early before they even comes out, so you'll be able to see our predictions before, and we'll post them in the Discord server as well to have everybody see what we chose, and hopefully we can get a damn belt on this. And I think I'm gonna win. I think I'm gonna win, sir. I think I'm gonna kick your ass.
I think I'm gonna win,
I'm
sir.
gonna kick your ass, brother. Listen, Krodok, I'm gonna whoop your ass, and I'm gonna be the champion, and I'm gonna be standing over you and saying, big fucking deal. Shout out to Deontay DDJ. You're fucking awesome, bro. We're big fans, man.
We truly are.
I mean, that was Triple H's voice, but he's the guy that
Yeah,
does that shit. But
true.
well,
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. But man, I think I'm am I weirdly more excited for Backlash than I was night one of WrestleMania? I think so.
yeah. I mean, well, and the funny thing, yeah, this one.
Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind. If the crowd was in France, I would be. But since it's in St. Louis, I'm not.
I feel like, well, people are going to be way behind Randy, even though they're going to be so disappointed that he definitely loses.
Yeah.
It would be an insane fucking move if he won, but regardless, the only one that we're looking at here is Becky and Lyra to see who
Yeah.
wins, because 0 points is not going to do anything for us. It's not going to make one person, you know, over the other. It always has to be 1 point, so it's like. But sometimes you can get multiple things wrong and get into a tie. I really hope and pray to the wrestling gods that there's no tie here and no
There
DQs,
can't
because
be. There
yeah,
literally
there can't be.
can't be.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, there can't be.
You
Because no matter what
gasped. You thought
happens,
of
no, I
okay.
thought of something. I was wrong.
Well, the
No matter
Finn
what
Balor,
happens,
Finn
it all
Balor
comes
coming
down
out.
to Lyra and Becky.
No, like a
No,
Finn
that doesn't
Balor,
matter.
yeah, like anything. Like if he came in at Dom versus Penta, he would probably allow something to happen, but that's
Yeah,
way
but
too
even if there's
early.
a DQ, it doesn't matter. It still
It's
comes
still
down to
Lyra
Lyra and
versus
Becky.
yeah. There's no points, but
As long as Lyra and Becky doesn't get DQ'd, then we're fine.
yeah, I don't need that. I really don't need that.
So
Oh
that's
my
the only
god.
way it would stay vacated is if Lyra and Becky is DQ'd.
Which
That
is gonna
match.
suck, dude, because it's like, because I don't want
I
just
can see it
Bailey
happening
to
too.
run in and fucking
Oh
hit
no.
somebody. I could see it, but I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Hopefully,
Yeah.
this is like a good match, and maybe Bailey shows up to like fuck shit up, and the ref is just somehow blind. Um,
Hopefully.
but those are our predictions,
You're
and holy
the
shit,
blind ref.
blind ref, and holy shit, we went right through them. Thank God, most of our discussion. We'll have a timestamp to this point, but we'll just yeah, you'll know how short it was, but it's because our first one
Yeah.
was night 1 and 2 of Mania, so obviously it was long as hell. But these future PLE predictions, like, don't expect like when you get to the PLE predictions that it's going to be a long one, another hour. But yeah, we had a lot to talk about this week on wrestling, and again, these releases, man, God,
Sucks.
they really suck. And I hope like there's plans for Tatum. Like, give her a belt, bro. Like, so Ruka, you
Yes.
can have that belt for as long as you need to, but Tatum is coming after your
Give
ass.
my life a belt. Give my queen, my everything a belt, please.
Did you say life?
No.
You said wife?
No.
You said life. You said
I didn't
life.
say anything.
You
I
said
didn't say
life
anything.
and my
I
queen.
didn't say
Run it back.
anything.
You know
I
exactly
didn't
what he
say
said. I don't know who I'm
anything.
pointing to. I'm literally the editor, but run it back. I have to remind myself to run it back and expose him. No, but she needs your queen. Wow. She. Oh, it's not even that. Her husband was released. He was in the NXT, dude. Her
Really?
husband himself. Like, she left that woman
She
alone.
has a husband?
Yeah, she's married.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah, she can't be your queen, man. She has a king.
that.
But like, yeah, that sucks, dude. Like, literally lost her friends, lost her husband. Like, that is insane, bro.
Oh, I can't say Javier Bernal. That's who.
Javier,
Okay.
yeah, Bernal or something like that. Yeah, Javier,
Yeah.
Javier,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah,
Javier
apparently they're
Bernal.
married.
Yeah, they're married, and he was released as well. I'm like, damn, dude, you're just leaving this woman
Good for
alone.
them.
Like,
I'm happy for them.
yeah. And at this point, I'm like, damn, you should have released her. Well, not really, but like,
Oh, well,
you
now
left
I'm
her
not because
alone.
he's released. Damn.
Well, you can be happy for the
Unfortunate.
marriage, but
Well, yeah,
not
that's
happy
true.
that he was released. But
Yeah.
yeah, so, but those were our
Damn.
predictions. So hopefully we get to see. This will be probably uploaded. I probably will upload this midnight of Saturday. Just let that shit come through. Y'all can wake up to it, so you ain't gotta wait, because Backlash, I guess, is gonna be normal time Saturday. It's not. It's gonna be St. Louis, but um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure St. Louis is like a couple
Oh,
hours behind.
also, everybody, every Friday. Join the Discord so you can know when I upload my reviews of all the shows, because I
Yes.
do that after all of
I
them.
do have the
So
Discord link in the description. It's also in the about page. We have merged our servers together into one, so now we're the Beard Bros Lounge and not just the Beard Lounge,
hell yeah.
or RedBeard Lounge. So we're together. Go give this man some love, man, on his channel. Like, he's fucking doing it, man. He's pulling out his uploads and stuff. He works really hard at it, uh, to pull out content of, games he enjoys, and then reviewing wrestling stuff in the future. So go check him out, Krodok on YouTube. I have him always, the socials are right here on the screen, but follow me at I am Redbeard 2022. I keep saying 2022. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm Redbeard 22 on YouTube and Twitter, and Krodok on YouTube and Krodok 55 on Twitch. He really doesn't do much on there anymore, though, but with Elden Ring coming out, he
I
could
will
get
once
back on
Silk
there.
Song comes out.
Silk Song and Elden Ring, there you go, or vice
Well, I
versa.
probably won't do Elden Ring, but
Shit, I would make that a solo run for you, honestly. Don't do that on, but you can do your reviews, but whatever you want to do. But and then stay tuned for more music updates, because those are going to be happening around the summertime. Going to definitely start sending off teasers and stuff as well, and look out for the fall, because that's when the music is coming out. But let us know your predictions in the predictions channel on my in my server, or in the comments below. We'll post them around Saturday as well, for those who don't jump into the the podcast right away. But hope y'all enjoyed this, and yeah, next week I'm gonna have the belt.
you wish.
Yes, I am. Who do you think? We'll have a poll. Who do you think is gonna win the belt? Me or that guy over there? Whoever that. I'm pointing the wrong way. This guy. This dude who thinks Chad Gable isn't fucking Grande.
Well, he isn't. So.
Oh my god. All right.
You guys are really gonna vote for this guy?
Vote for the Delusions or vote for the smart guy? Me.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We'll catch you all in the next one. We're the Beard Bros. Peace.
Peace.
Big fucking deal.